hi, welcome back to Do Warforged Dream of Electric Sheep. I'm Darren.
Do they, Darren?
I DM. That was Neil. Classic Neil Zinger, am I right? Only 3 seconds into the game. And we have Neil to thank for that intrusion. Yeah, you guys can go left to right. I'm just going to keep scrolling through images and print something out.
Okay. I'm Amy, I play Isadora.
I'm Ian, and I play Risk with Salt Fuel, and the person next is Neil, and he plays Esme.
Fucking love you, Ian.
I need no introduction.
Well,
Yeah, because
you
you. Never mind. Laura, go ahead there, bud.
I'm Laura, I play Coda.
When we had last left our heroes, they were just after descending into the sewers for Sheriff. No, I kid. Imagine doing that. Imagine just doing a massive reset against everybody's, like, just tell anyone that. That's some experimental D&D shit. Seriously, this Coke vanilla tastes like metal. This is not. I'm gonna keep drinking it though.
Get rid of
I
it!
die.
Why?
Cause it's like metal with a hint of vanilla. I just like vanilla. Okay.
So
I'm
like,
gonna die the way I lived.
like even worse than normal because vanilla Coke is terrible.
You cut me, D. You cut me. It's like it's 5 minutes into the game, lads, and I've been cut twice. Hold on, let me go get the old stats where these guys are OP as fuck. 1 minute. So yeah, I was a bad DM and lost the initiative order. Then Laura started rolling loads of dice because she's really funny. She's a fucking comedian.
No, because he put a big
So,
fucking evil token on the board and said he's
and
gonna
then Laura was like, "Hold on, Darren, hold my beer. Let me just pop out a zinger in here real quick." And we got a load of dice. So everyone roll initiative, please.
Cool.
25.
Oh, Izzy.
It's okay, wait until I roll mine.
Yeah.
If you get a 1, I'll fucking like.
If I get a crit, I'll be happy.
Due to magic, Neil and Izzy is swapped.
Hey!
Hey, look at that!
Woo!
Look at you!
Well done, me.
Things are turning around, Risbit.
Things are
Things
coming.
are. Hey, I was about to say. Go on. Okay, what's it?
I've just seen you tagged me in something, Darren.
It was that cool bestiary thing you linked to him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I was crawling through that thing, man. There is some good fucking resource in that thing. It's really like the layout is really minimalistic, which is fine. But like trying to find shit is just like, where do I go? But I found that, and I was like, I have to share this with everybody because it's just fucking mint.
Ian.
Yeah.
For that alone, I give you a non-sarcastic I love you. Because that thing is fucking brilliant.
I actually tell Ian I love him constantly and in a non-sarcastic tone because I'm not a dick, Neil. But that's besides the point.
I just wonder what had that to do with anything that I just said. Like, why was that about you suddenly?
Just throwing out a little critique, you know, just me. This pissing on. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Yes, Ian.
Does that mean that all the other times you told me you love me, you've been sarcastic?
No.
Look at this,
Yes,
Neil, you're
yes,
breaking his
yes.
heart!
Relationship.
If one were to read between the lines and the implications, then yes, Ian, that's exactly. Number 4.
Laura,
is-
literally
he's gonna
relax.
slap the fucking away.
We all hate men, Laura. Get over it.
Fucking pick a number and get in line. Jesus Christ. Coda. Guess who's getting the shit kicked out of him first? I'm on. Coda.
I got a 25 initiative, how did this thing beat me?
You got a 26.
What a fucker!
It's almost like he can do what you do, but better. How does that feel?
Not good! Not great at all. Well, come on then.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, yep. Mama, oh, hey. Oh, there's the. Oh, hold on.
Slap this boy.
I keep closing the wrong thing. As a 21, and can I have a con save if it hits?
You can. That's my con save.
Cool.
And I'm gonna Hellish Rebuke him, so make a dex save, please.
Yeah, uno momento, friendo.
Nice.
Yeah, that was that. I'm very impressed. But it's all downhill from here. Don't worry.
Coda takes 14 necrotic damage.
14 necrotic, and can you make your dex save?
They have missed Dex. That is a 7.
Fails. 16 damage, fire damage.
Yeah, it's the individual before you seems completely unmoved by the fact that it was doused in fire.
Okay.
Coda, you're up.
Oh god, I'm within fucking. I'm gonna ignore number 4 and shoot number 3. So 2 sharpshooters, so 2 grit points.
Rock and roll.
Wait, no, sharpshooter's not a grit point thing. I am getting so confused. 2 sharpshooters with advantage, which is 2 grit points.
How do I shotgun?
Yeah, 2 21s.
How does I shot web? But hit.
Sorry, I haven't shot since my thingy went up. Fuck. What is it? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, proficiency went up.
Yeah, but it's okay, it doesn't affect my damage, so 39 damage.
Oh yeah, no, I mean for these guys.
Oh, right.
I always give enemies matching proficiency to players. Because it's fun.
That's 39
39
on number 3. Let's have some. Nah, yeah, fuck it. Action surge. 1 more grit point, and 1 without.
Both hit.
39 more damage. So that's it. Yeah, I killed him. Alright, I get a grit point back for that.
Is that all?
Sure is.
Esme.
Yes.
Risbit.
I'm kidding! I would like to fight the thing before.
Oh, are you? Oh, you're gonna do so? Oh! I was all just talk, no action over here, but okay. Color me surprised.
Wait a minute, actually. Yeah, no, screw that white shit. Esme does a misty step up here, and is going to attack number 4. Yet!
Hits.
Does 14?
Nope.
Ooh. Esme tells Risbit to head down to number 1, and I get to do double sneak attack damage, and my sneak attack damage dice just went up as well.
Yay!
Woo!
Try beat 75 there, Dan.
Sometimes I wish you were dead.
Yeah, well, it's fucking so do we all, but here I am.
Try beat
bracing
94, Neil. Just all I'm saying.
Sorry, it doesn't count because it wasn't in one swoop.
It
Sorry,
definitely
Laura,
counts.
what were you saying earlier about a pissing?
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, alright. I'll take that.
I demand
I'll take
Amy
that.
be given. I demand Amy.
Amy
be given
already
inspiration.
got
I know.
inspiration!
Yeah, well, she can have 2 now. She has 2. Bro.
Fine! Oh, my hubris! Fuck!
It's not a hubris, it's the grounding rock that is Amy. Oh, shit, that's not 75 at all.
It's very good, though.
It is, you know, like double sneak attack die is always dish. Yeah, alright, then go on, so. Who was that? You were attacking. Who were you shooting? Number 1 or number 2 or number 4?
Number 4.
Oh, that changes everything.
Great.
Alright, is it all, Esme?
Yeah, that's all I can.
What are you?
Me?
No, the other one.
Oh. Okay, I'll wait. Is it me yet?
Yeah.
Now it is.
The other Risbit took his turn,
Good.
it's fine.
Gonna swing down to number 1 and swing at him twice. $28 and a 13.
28 hits, my man.
Cool. I'm gonna use a level 3 spell slot for smite.
Ooh, nice.
$27 damage.
Ian, remind me again, what are the damage types that like the smite does extra stuff to again?
Undead and fiends.
Okay, yeah, sorry, no, they're neither. I wasn't sure if there was a third option, I couldn't remember, but I think that's your divine sense that dips into that
So
stuff.
these guys are celestials.
Yeah, Celestials is that.
Cool, thank you. I don't know, Laura. What you want cheat sheet? You want cheat sheet, Laura? You want run?
Yeah, Laura, just
just relax, Laura. Jeez, we've been trying to play a game, and all evening you've just been pressing up against the wall. Is that all you do, Ian?
Yeah. Actually, I light my sword on fire.
Ooh, excelente. Cool. Isadora, before you is a kind of a hulking, slightly bigger than your average, weird, deformed-looking, shadowy, inky elf individual.
Right.
He is going to swing at you twice.
Do these look like Ludwig's guys that we've had?
Yeah, but they're definitely from the same kind of, like, what's the word? Like group, but they kind of look a bit more like less put together. Like Ludwig was kind of like, despite being kind of smoky and inky, he has very like defined features. These guys are kind of just like bigger shapes, but they kind of have like, you spot like, elf ears, or like, one of them kind of has like a typical like half orc jaw, that kind of thing. But they're still kind of like a bit more deformed and gloopy. Whereas Ludwig's like little group were very much more like pristine and like had like almost definitive clothing marks and stuff.
Okay.
This guy is coming at you with a gigantic, was it maul, or like the two-handed big warhammery things, aren't they? Yeah, like the big maces, or Morning Star, I guess. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
11 and 23.
23 hits.
Oh, what? It's not Snake Eyes, but nearly. Snake Eyes is weirder cousin. True Eyes. You take 11 necrotic damage.
Cool.
And with that is it more go?
Can 2 make a wisdom save, please?
Yeah, I don't think these guys have. Oh, all right.
Roll not.
There's a 13.
Okay, that doesn't save. I'm casting Dissonant Whispers at 2nd level.
Oh, nice.
It's psychic damage, if that makes a difference. I don't know if it does. But it's 4d6 plus. And so 11 damage, and it has to use its reaction to get away from me.
Oh, nice.
It's not like afraid or anything, but it just has to use as much of its movement to get away from me
as possible.
Yeah.
Is that all? Is Dissonant Whispers the one that gives disadvantage, or Mike? I keep mixing that with a different one.
I think that's Vicious Mockery.
That's Vicious Mockery, yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, is
Maybe
it when
next turn. We'll see.
Yeah, that's fair. When you cast this on this thing kind of like lets out kind of an angry pain, because I've always pictured when something takes psychic damage, it's centered more on the head. And you see kind of like the inky evilness kind of like peel back a little, like from its head, and you kind of see like glowing orbs inside it.
Good, fuck you.
Yeah, it's all the way over there now. Is that all, Amy?
Yeah.
Cool. Number 1 is going to go for Risbit. Risbit, you see it kind of like finally get a chance to unsheath its blade, sort of thing. Kind of pulls down like kind of looks like an inky, smoky rapier, but as it kind of like pulls it out from its like non-existent, quote unquote, like imaginary sheath, or scabbard. Sorry, is it a scabbard? Sheath? Oh, whatever. That thing. Yeah, I want it. Yeah. You see like it's holding it in its right hand, but its left hand you see like the fingers kind of grow a bit like more like claw-like, and like he kind of like lashes towards you with both. So like a stabbing and a clawing motion. First one is the blade. 7 is the claw.
Did you roll?
Yeah, on my screen I've got a 20 and a 7.
Well, the
don't
20
see them.
hits. I don't see them, but the 20 hits.
Oh shit, really?
No, I don't see him either. Maybe roll 20's been weird.
Okay, well,
Oh,
I've
there
got
they go,
constant
they came.
great-
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
it's
Plus, we
just
were
been
on
slow.
Wednesdays, roll 20.
Yeah, what happened?
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying to Laura. I'm really considering upgrading my account. So when we play, you all get like the faster connection thing from me having the better account.
Okay.
I think the internet has been a little more stable when we're playing on Thursdays, though, generally, because it's not maintenance day. Like, I think Discord and Roll20 have been a little better.
Yeah.
Okay, Ian, you take a total of 9 necrotic damage and 4 force damage.
Okay.
And with that, we are back to. Oh, that's the wrong tab. So many tabs. Yes, number 4 is alive. It's number 3 that died. Esme, I believe you have to make a save.
What kind of save?
Oh, I roll against you. Never mind. Number 4 reels back, and out of its back shoot like these kind of like glowing necrotic orbs, and they kind of like spring out from the back, like out of like a spine area, kind of whisk over towards Esme. Esme 23 versus AC.
Yeah.
Okay, you take 12 necrotic damage, and Esme, there's kind of like a slight lingering, like inky, darky glow coming off you as a result.
We gotta put that in the uh-oh pile.
I believe it is code, isn't it?
Cool. I will shoot number 2 twice. Once with advantage, one without. Assume the 19 hits.
19 hits, buddy.
14 misses, yep. 24 on number 2. That is all I can do.
Nice. Cool.
Well, I'm gonna shoot number 4.
Oh, actually, that. We're doing Xanathars yet.
You're breaking up a little bit, Darren.
Oh, really? Oh, no. Did you get Xanathars?
Hey!
Crit!
Nice! 2 crits in a row!
Does
No.
20 hit the shadow, Darren?
Nope. Not that.
Does that? Shit one.
I kid.
Good. It's nice when you kid. Closer! Oh, closer!
Oh, it's so slowly creeping up there.
Sorry, and you
Wow.
remind me, you were shooting again 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
4
the
is-
number 4, like kind of like gets stuck with a cheeky arrow and like kind of like reels back. Oh, 2 arrows. Reels back and like kind of falls off the chariot.
Woo.
If it was like an actual road or something, he'd go under the wheels, but we don't have that luxury. Is that all you should do, Esme?
I celebrate my super cool sneak attacks!
Very nice.
Cool. Risbit.
I'm gonna swing twice at this guy again.
Nice.
14 and 29.
29 hits.
Cool. I'm just gonna do normal damage. I'm not gonna add any smites to this. That is
Nice.
12.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna do one movement of just doing this.
Okay. Ah,
In
yes.
case number 2 comes back.
Ah, yes. Cool. Kill. Cool. And it is number 2's go. Amy, does he have to do that every turn, or was it just that one?
No,
time?
it was just that one turn.
Okay. Uno momento, friendos. I'm assuming 27 hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Same kind of thing for Esme. You know, like this thing, kind of like what's the word? Kind of like shakes and throbs, and like from an area that you might assume to be its spine, like these like 4 orbs kind of like shoot out around and like slap into Risbeth, doing 16 necrotic damage. And again, Risbeth has this kind of like weird inky kind of glow left on, like kind of residue.
Okay.
Yes.
And with that, it is Isadora's go.
Can to make a con save, please.
Yeah, 1 second. I think they. Oh no, fair enough. Right, con save. 20.
Ugh, darn, that does save, but it takes half damage on
Neato.
Shatter.
Oh shit!
And I'm casting it at 3rd level, so it's 48.
I like Shatter. Shatter's a good spell.
It's a very cool spell.
So half of 25.
Cool. Yeah, this thing's kind of like, doesn't look too great. Like you see, kind of it's like it's shaped, kind of like it's slapped and it kind of reforms. You hear a kind of like, what's the word? Come on, brain, you're failing me tonight. Jeez. An undesirable creak from the chariot side where all the wheels are.
Oops!
I was
Fine, I
gonna
won't do that
say, should
again.
you use Shatter on the chariot? I was like, no, I'm not gonna call out. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say anything.
She realizes the error of her ways and will not be casting that again.
I did it once and I'll do it again.
And then I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Risbeth.
Sally's
Okay.
just kind of like, yeah, with her like horse up the front with a spear, jabbing one, and like when he hears her crashing, you're paying for that.
Okay, I thought you were dead and like paradises need money, but whatever.
Is that all, Amy?
Yeah, Bardic Inspiration to Risbeth.
Okay, rad, cool. Miss your Risbeth.
Yeah.
You see the one before you have a bit of an old wide-toothed grin towards you, and it kind of grasps his rapier with both hands, and you see it starts to kind of take on this kind of like weird. Is it corporeal? Is that where it's kind of ghastly?
Yeah.
Yeah, form. And he kind of looks like almost has like an anime like glint in his eyes when he looks at dear old Risbeth.
Oh dear. That hits.
Cool. Can I have a not a wisdom? Yeah, I don't know why I said wisdom. A Constitution save.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, Risbeth. This blade kind of like goes down through you, and it's a case of you feel this thing inside, like as it goes through. You're like, yeah, yes, this isn't fire blood at all. You take 15 necrotic damage, but as like essentially the con save kicks in, you feel all of your already existing wounds kind of like flare up as if on fire, and you will now take an extra 5 damage per round until you save against it.
Oh.
Okay.
Shit.
That
You'll
is a
need to
very
remember
cool
that.
move, but not.
Of course, yeah. I will. And with that, we are back to, I believe he's dead. Yeah, never mind. Coda.
Yeah, 2 shots on number 2. He's not looking good, right?
Yeah, number 2 is pretty much like, not.
Okay,
He's
I
not
won't
allowed
do
to
sharpshooter. I'll go for just regular attacks. So I'll
Yeah.
better chance to hit. Wow. Yes, that's 25 damage.
Yeah, no,
Two.
this thing is kind of like, I'll just bang, and like, head goes limp and falls over the edge kind of thing.
Does 325, so.
Nice. Esme.
I'm gonna shoot at the meanie hurting poor Rizbit, but I'm gonna get closer. I'm gonna take 2 shots.
Yep, sorry, go ahead. 22. 11 misses, 22 hits.
24.
24 damage.
Yeah.
Cool.
Does your like fancy bow do standard short bow? Is it or how does it work?
No, it's standard short bow, but it still has the bonus action second attack, and
Oh right.
it's more easily hideable on my.
Yeah. The second attack thing's very nice.
Yeah, it pretty much is the only thing that makes a rogue tolerable.
Yeah, and now you have it with your rapier and your rod and your bow, right?
No. The rod is the bow.
Oh, so you can just transform into like. Can you
bow,
still
it just
use
looks
it to?
cool.
All right, but you can still use it like the old way as well.
No, it's more aesthetic now. It's pretty
Okay.
Yeah, number 1 is like looking worse for wear, but he is knocked down. It is Rizbit's go.
Cool, I'm gonna swing twice at this motherfucker. 22s.
22s, you say? Yes, both hit.
I'm gonna
Also,
add a level 3 smite to one of them.
Rock and roll. Ian, can you also when I just realized when you're finished, just take 5 damage, and at the end of your turn, repeat the same.
Yeah. Silly Ian about to roll a d20 with all those extra dice.
Wow.
53
Oh
damage.
snap! Yeah, this thing.
That's my thingy.
Hold on, which thingy now? There's a lot of thingies.
The 8 was my con save.
Okay, yeah, your wounds are still on fire.
Yay!
Cool. Yeah, this one falls underneath. He goes down, guys. Victory music plays. You look around and you see like several of the Warforged kind of like having drawn mini scuffles, like kind of like beings are holding on to like the side of their carriages, and like they're kind of going at with spears, and most of them seem fine. You see one Warforged get taken out by kind of like a humanoid that has like almost like a snake head, like it goes all the way up and down, kind of like bites into his stomach, and like he kind of like stabs into it, and the two of them go over the side. So despite him like perishing, he kind of takes it with him, that sort of thing. And you see Kay on top of the carriage, kind of like shooting with a crossbow that the Warforged kind of gifted him, that big heavy crossbow with a chunky thing. Sally kind of roars out. She's like, "Is everyone okay?"
Yeah.
Physically, yes. Emotionally, no.
Isidore runs over to the side of the chariot and casts Menda gun that she made.
Oh.
See, it's fine.
Yeah, you see like some of the cracks heal, some of the bigger ones don't, but it's a case of like it clearly has restored some structural integrity to the whole thing.
No one has to take anyone's celestial money out of anyone's celestial paycheck. It's fine.
If the others are still fighting, I'll take a few shots back just to try and help them if I can.
Say that again, sorry, Laura?
Just like probably more flavor, but like if the others are still fighting, I'm gonna shoot back and see if I can help any of them. Like take a few shots.
It's a case
at
of like
attackers.
you assist well, and it's all good in the hood.
I'm gonna use 30 of my lay on hands points, and then can John make that save again?
Oh yes, please and thank you.
16.
Nice. Yeah, you feel your wounds kind of like no longer burning; they kind of subside a little.
Cool.
Am I still glowing black with the weird necrotic enemies?
After a couple of seconds, like the battle kind of like ceases, like it kind of like fades away.
That was worrying. So,
It was.
that's sorry.
Sally kind of like ties the reins to like the front of the chariot and hops over from her little driving compartment to your guys' kind of like platform almost. And she's like, "No one's wounded. No one got like poison, like any lingering effects, nothing like that. No."
No, I think we avoided the worst of it.
She's like, I don't know. They shouldn't have been here. That was like a raiding force. They don't come out this far unless they have a reason. So.
Well, did they know we were here?
No, they would have felt Polaris's energy, but they wouldn't have known an exact location. If we'd if we'd sent you back down, they would have had like a perfect location. But they know we're kind of in this vast oceany area, but like a pinpoint reason, no, they have no reason to be here. So that's why I'm kind of concerned, and I don't think we've seen the last of it, friends.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do you think there's gonna be more?
She's like, well, if it's a raiding party, it could be a scouting party, and we pretty much kill them all. So we have a while until they realize their scouting party isn't coming back, that sort of thing. Again, that should be the case. I'm just guessing.
Okay, well, I guess all we can do is try to put as much distance between us and them as we can.
She's like, no, I agree. We should 100% concentrate. You guys sure you're okay now? There's this is the time for people to speak up if they're wounded or anything, because don't want someone to.
Myself.
Okay, that's cool.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a bit of help. I'm not like dying or anything.
Yeah, she kind of was like, oh no, that's fair. And she like kind of walks over and takes Izzy's cups Izzy's hand in both her hands, and you see like the kind of basically the rainbow mane that's coming out of her helmet kind of like glitters, like kind of like flares up, just a smidge, like not blinding or anything, but just enough to see something's happening. And Izzy gets like 10 HP back. She's like, is that okay? You good? You need anything else?
That's absolutely perfect. Thank you so much.
Like, of course. 19 versus your AC.
What?
We're still in the breastplate armor, so yes.
Cool, yeah. But like when you're all talking, like this like massive javelin just comes straight down through like your side of your ribs.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's not pretty. It's like really jagged. It's like clearly like deformed and warped. Like this thing's sole purpose is to like maim. It's not like a clean javelin where you're like, this thing is clearly designed to like open wounds. But I have a con save, Risbeth.
What? Like,
There's
leave him
another
alone!
one. Oh, that rolled onto a 3 and I was worried.
Yeah, you're fine. You kind of like, God, no, and you stop the bleeding kind of happening. You hear like a kind of a rattling cackle, as if like almost like if the Baron, like that kind of like skeletal cackle was inside like kind of a helmet. And in the distance, you see like a flaming horse pulling a chariot of like what looks like some sort of weird undead knight. And he's kind of like hurling javelins towards Risbeth, kind of thing.
I'll take shots at him the second I see him.
Yeah, Esme is equally ready to just start firing shots at the strange person.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna say Coda first and Esme since it was the kind of declared. Then he's gonna do a thing.
Esme's gonna take a shot at the horse in the hope that
Ooh.
stops things. But leave Coda to do his thing.
Yeah, of course, roll away, my friends. I'm gonna say one attack each kind of thing. Like bang, stop that, you.
Oh, not great.
No, Coda, you just missed by the skin. You seem kind of just like you kind of see sparks fly.
That was my last
as this
crit
thing
point
just
too.
missed.
What a waste. Oh well.
Esme.
I'm ready! That's at the horse. It's on fire, but it's also undead. I don't know.
I mean, it technically hits. Roll the damage. Yeah, I was like, I'll double check. No, that hits. Nice. Ooh, 10. Nice. You see it kind of like let out like a like scream of agony kind of thing, like, and this individual is like cackling. He's just like Risbit salt. You see like this big massive like kind of like jet black feathery cloak wisping as this thing goes down, and like all the other warforged are like, what is this?
Risbit,
I do not know.
no, Risbit, what is this?
Is it a Mars thing?
I don't know.
Why don't you know what's going on with your own things?
Like,
Risbit, show me your hand.
I open up my hands to Isadora.
Is the weird mark that like Mother made still there?
Amy, it is. Has a faint glow. It's pulsating.
Oh boy.
My hand had been kind of sore for a while, but I assumed, we've been doing a lot of fighting.
Is the knight still there?
No, it crackles and goes underneath you.
Okay.
Darren, when I see it going underneath, can I like try and jump out on top?
Oh,
Don't!
Neil!
Acrobatics, athletics, your discretion.
Ah!
I got an acro out.
Acro, Esme leaps from the safety.
And that was
of
the
chariot
last time we
into
ever
the
saw
black
her
abyss.
alive.
Yeah.
It's fine, guys. If she comes back undead, then she's made with Bob.
No!
But not with me.
Oh my god!
Fucking hell.
Like, I just imagine like it he like sweeps around to like come under the right hand side, and Esme just like turns to the left and just screams, "Tally ho!" and jumps up on top.
Oh, for
No,
fuck's sake!
I'm going into space. It's like that movie. What was that horrible movie? It's Interstellar. It's Interstellar.
Yeah.
It wasn't a horrible movie. Esme, can I have a Constitution saving throw?
Oh my god.
As you take 23 piercing damage as this like thing's like spear goes right up through your stomach. Also, it's also worth noting you're impaled, so you can't move. Oh, hey, you're not bleeding though. That's good.
That sounds fun.
Essentially, you're like tied to where this thing's location is in terms of like game mechanics. Because you're like on the edge of its stick.
Esme screams, "I made a mistake!"
You
Did
think?
you?
The
Is it released out of the side of the chariot? Did you?
Esme
Yes.
opens up this thing's helmet. You just hear, "Ah, fitting bride."
Esme full on shouts, like, "Ball, is that you?"
Oh my god!
She's like, "You know Ball? I'm friends with him."
He essentially kind of like, he's like, "Here, you wait here," and just kind of like, the only way for him to do this is to essentially like stick his spear in his own horse, but he's like essentially skewered you to the horse, and the horse kind of like, and he's like, "Oh, shut up."
Oh my god, this is
Esme
ridiculous.
apologizes to the horse for shooting it earlier.
Izzy, when you said you were like leaning over to be like, "You darn kid," it's also worth noting that like he is like essentially riding parallel like underneath you guys.
Yeah.
Like you guys can't see, like you can catch glimpses, but it's like not easy to hit him, that sort of thing. And you hear kind of like, like thuds at where the wheels would be, and like Esme, you see him kind of like letting off like kind of like essentially like shafts of fire from his hands, and he's kind of like aiming for where like kind of like the astral bridge that's kind of in between like you guys and the wheels essentially.
Esme screams, "He's a flamer! He's using flames!"
So can I have initiative, friends?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I would like to use my initiative to sit the fuck down and just have a think.
Just have a sit.
Just have a nice sit?
Mhm.
Do you ever just look at your choices, Neil, and just like wonder?
Wonder about what?
Like, just generally, just wonder.
I'm doing what I think is the most important, which is having fun.
That was like the most Esme thing that happened though. You literally fell out of the sky, got impaled by a random undead knight, and he went, I guess I'll marry her. Like, yeah, that's Esme. That's it.
And she didn't immediately say no. In fact,
Yeah,
she is still yet to say
exactly.
no.
She will say yes.
You thinking about it?
She'd never, like, if anyone in this campaign could propose to Esme, she would just, like, give it a good think.
She just looks.
The old college
looks-
try.
Esme, impaled and attached to a horse, looks at Kay and says, "Hey, he proposed. What are you doing?" And then continues to be impaled.
I love how, like, in game mechanics terms, you're not bleeding. Like, you're impaled.
Coda, you're up, buddy.
Okay, where is this dude? Is directly under us?
Directly under us, in the sense that, like, you can use your move action to get into position, but you'd have disadvantage in attacking him until you can, like, flush him out.
How far away is the horse and chariot thing?
Like his horse.
His horse.
About 15 feet.
Okay. I'm just gonna take the disadvantage shot because I can't.
He's
do anything else.
essentially riding like a kind of like a typical chariot where it's like literally just a hub for like a singular person and a steed.
How is he under us? Is he just floating?
Yeah, like
Okay.
he's essentially like riding through the
Magic bullshit.
Yeah, magic bullshit. All right. Yeah, I'll take the disadvantage shot because I can't think of I can't get out to the horse to help Esme. So like I guess I'll shoot.
That hits.
Missing that crit though.
Both
Okay,
hits.
so they 2 hit.
Yeah, both hit. Please, are you shooting him or the horse?
Him. Sorry.
Okay, you know that's fine. No, I just want.
I think if I shoot the horse, Esme's just gonna like float out into space. So I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. Also, that was like surprisingly good damage considering it wasn't sharpshooter.
Yeah, no,
Disadvantage. That went
that's
pretty
solid.
well. Okay, that's all I can do. And I'm just gonna have a sit. I'm gonna have a sit.
A cheeky sit. Cheeky sit. One sec, guys. Oh, sorry, Izzy, you are up, buddy.
So like if we're leaning over the side, we can see him.
Yeah, it's like it's awkward, but you can see. That's right.
What armor is he wearing?
It looks kind of like metallic, like kind of platey. Maybe not full on plate, but it's certainly like, you know, that kind of like layered metal.
I cast heat metal.
Oh, yay. Does that immediately hit, or does he have to save? I can't remember.
There's no save for it.
Oh yeah, it happens.
It's not touch. We're
It's
into
not
60
touch?
feet.
Oh my god! I always thought that was a touch spell.
Nope. So did I. But it's not. Now that's not great, but it is like... Fuck it, I'm gonna use my bonus action to do the damage again, because that's what you can do. Except I'm not gonna roll a d28, because that's not how that works.
Isn't he on fire already? Oh no, the horse is on fire.
He's using fire. He's not of fire.
Exactly.
So 13 damage.
13. Cool. 1 second. I'm just. Ooh, that looks cute. I'm gonna put that in the game.
Uh-oh. That doesn't look... That doesn't sound cute. I'll tell you that.
Cool. Is that all, Amy?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's his go. And hold on, let me just get the wording for this. Esme.
I don't like how you said, let me get the wording for this, as though you had somehow pre-planned that I would jump and be impaled. But I'm excited. And I'm
Oh
ready
no,
for
no,
it.
I'm just yeah, no, okay, so this individual like before you is just kind of like, oh, they're persistent. And you see him kind of like reaching to like where like one would typically keep a dagger, and that's what he takes out. It's kind of like particularly long and curved and pointy. It just kind of looks like a nasty fucking like it. The type of like knife that when you look at it, you're like, oh, I'll cut off, it would sting, you know, that kind of, yeah, no thank you. And like he kind of like, you see like the helmet kind of rotate and he looks at it and like the whole thing kind of like starts to heat up and glow. Like he is completely like you can hear his armor like heating and bending and warping, and just kind of like, yeah, it's stuffy, yeah. And he just plunges this thing down into Esme. So he's gonna
Esme
How?
says,
Ouch.
Esme says no, not allowed. And does that stop him? I just need to know.
Yeah,
no,
plus
at
12 to your
19
AC.
19 does hit.
Okay, so hold on, let me just do this math real quick.
I'ma just get into it.
Oh, can I have a Constitution saving throw, Esme?
You're having a bad day.
I'm having a great day. I got 2 crits, I've been impaled, and now I'm about to get branded. I don't know why I rolled +5. That's an 8, Darren.
But as in, it's a +8, or you rolled 8?
No, it's 7 plus 1. It should be 8.
Okay. So Esme, to illustrate this, you take a total of 5 piercing damage, 1 fire damage because it's late. But Esme, as this knife enters like your like chest, kind of like, you know, like upper torso area, and you ignite.
I'm sorry. I think I heard a different word. I believe you just said that Esme is now on fire.
Yes. Esme has been slapped in the chest with a searing smite, no less.
Lads,
Oh
this is
my
only going to
God.
get better.
It's
And,
okay. I'm coming.
Esme,
You just hear him cackle. He's like, "No, we're one and the same," as he kind of gets like engulfed by his own flames, kind of thing.
Fire Esme is just like Fire Esme is just like that's pitiful damage, pussy.
He kind of like, you know, takes like using his move action because he still has that, and kind of puts one foot up on the chariot, kind of like almost like over the, you know, that one knee up on a box hero pose. And he looks Esme right in the eyes, finger guns, is like, "Hey, stick around. I'll be back in a minute." And you just see him kind of like jump up and
I don't appreciate that humor.
it's like he says, "Esme, you stuck to a flaming horse on fire." It's like, stop. But yeah, you see him kind of like leap up and like his hands kind of like go through the like astral kind of like road, and he's kind of caught onto the undercarriage of the chariot, but it's kind of like that area where you would connect the like, I want to say like the harness or mantle kind of connects the chariot to like the steed that allows it to pull it correctly, and he's kind of like, you know, like ripping at, like not ripping at it, but he's kind of like holding onto it, and you just hear him like kind of thing.
Well, that's fine.
And with that, it is Esme's go.
So Darren, what does the lady have to do to get herself unimpaled?
You take 5 fire damage straight off the gate because you're still ignited. To unimpale, it's just you have to use your action to strength check, just essentially like beat a pretty decent, like a pretty okay AC. And then at the end of the turn, you can repeat the con save to stop being, kind of like, you know, pat yourself down, like, oh, stop being on fire.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to free myself of the stick first.
Cool.
I'll take, what is it, 5 damage? I'll take the 5
Yeah,
damage.
5 damage. 5 fire damage. Not that I don't think that
Ian, don't be sorry for humor.
True.
This is amazing. Oh boy, your health is really low, Neil. Can't believe you're gonna kill Esme, Darren. How could you?
I'm excited.
If anyone's gonna die historic on the Fury Road, it's Esme Nilo.
Yeah.
Esme straight up like the rock springboards up. It's like, and like it's more flavor you don't take extra damage. But when she springboards up, like the blade just like cuts into her even more, and she's like, "Oh Jesus, that's sick."
Yeah. So
she's
Darren,
like, "Oh, I got some of
Darren-
my blood on the wood." Yeah.
I'm gonna proposition to you.
Yeah, go for it, bud.
Would you proposition him enough?
No, this one's better. So
Okay.
can I forego trying to make a save against being on fire to instead attempt to drive the fire horse while on fire towards the fire knight in the hopes of a giant explosion of fire?
I'm going to allow this.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
So will I try and
I
roll for that? So is that a nature or a survival?
Animal handling.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's either nature, survival, or animal handling. Your choice. I think they're all in the same.
It's either one or nothing. So I'm
Okay.
gonna go with the one.
Please tell me, as Esme tries to do this, she screams, "Witness me!"
Please.
No, I feel like she full on wolfs out and she's just like, animals forever!
I just have a special kinship to animals, you know, man.
Oh.
Yes.
Esme, like, it's Esme.
Now Esme
channels-
starts screaming, witness me.
Yeah, Esme channels her like inner Bruce Banner and goes like Hulk, and just essentially like kicks down on the back of the chariot thing, the cock it like up, and the horse is like, "This isn't part of the plan," and just starts like flying upwards, and like the undead individual.
Esme lets out an equally horrifying cackle on fire with a fire horse, and she says, "Who's laughing now, bitch?"
As Esme cackles and is driving this thing towards him, he just looks down and he's like, "Hey, that's my line!" And it just Dex save Esme.
I'm good at those. Laura, please. Darren, does this count as sneak attack damage because I'm surprised?
I don't mean to be that guy, that rule lawyer,
I'm
but I don't
kidding.
think
This is not a
being on
finesse
fire
weapon.
as a wolf, driving
Screaming.
a flaming chariot into another human being, or not human being, another individual counts as sneaky.
It's definitely surprising. It's just not it's not sneaky.
That's fair. Okay, so essentially the aftermath of this is his chariot is demolished. His horsey, you can hear him, just like plummets. A little bit of damage, a little bit of structural damage to the old chariot that you guys wrong, because you know, like you literally just drove an explosion into it, which is fair. Esme, you were kind of holding onto the side on the hold on, actually, let me just illustrate it. You're essentially on this side holding onto the very edge, and he's like over here. And like we're gonna get to Risbeth's turn now because that was crazy. But like it's a case of like Esme's like, "Oh yeah," and like he's just like, "You owe me a horse and a chariot and a knife. I want that back." Esme, you still have that knife stuck in you, by the way.
I mean, all it did was add to the aesthetic.
Risbeth, it is your go.
Okay. So my sword is still on fire. I
Yes.
think. Yeah, cool.
Sally is straight up like Jack Sparrow. "Stop blowing holes in my ship."
So I kind of want to do a thing with the aesthetic. Can I describe it and you can say yes or no? Like obviously.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Go. We're having a really cool roll here. Let's just go for it, bud. Let's see what you want to do.
So I'm gonna hit him twice, but I want to like do one hit in front of him, and then like Misty step behind him, and stab him through the back.
Okay, the only thing I'll say about that, it is cool, yes, but if you misty step to hit him in the back, you're pretty much misty stepping off the side of the he's holding onto the edge, like the brim kind of thing, like he's kind of like his next like round here, like you know, like Obi-Wan Kenobi jump over, that kind of thing. But at the minute, he's within attacking range, like 5 feet of you, but if you were to miss a step behind him, it would look cool, but Rizbit would immediately plummet. Like, the animation would play and then just...
Sorry, I'd forgotten about that.
That's cool, man. It's more a case of I just didn't want you to accidentally say that's what you're 100% doing. I'm like, you die.
Okay, so instead, I'm gonna cast Oath of Enmity on this fella. So I have advantage in all my attacks against him, and I'm gonna try and swing at him twice.
Okay, cool.
28 and 26.
Yeah, buddy, they hit.
I'm gonna cast two level smites on this. Is he undead?
He is 100%. I will confirm that now when I click on. He is undead.
And do I roll double damage die, or what happens with that again? Because now we came up with this recently enough.
What do you mean?
Where we were doing something wrong with attacks.
No, it wasn't smite. It was radiant damage. It's all undead are pretty much resistant to most damage, bar radiant, and it's not that you double radiant damage in 5th edition. It's just you just do normal damage. That was the thing, but like, but there was nothing specific about like smites.
Cool, that's fine.
But I think the smite itself is double die because he's undead.
I get 1 extra d8.
Ah, okay, cool. So that's the total
like,
damage 65. So that's
Do you want to split out?
No, it's a chunk of damage, like to the point where, like, even I think if you split, hold on, let me. Yeah, no, he's still kicking. He's fucking in bits, but like he's just like. Ah!
I basically tell him at the end, "Is like, you leave Esme alone."
But you beckoned me.
I love you, Rizbit.
She is nobody's bride, but her own.
he's like, hey buddy, I can get behind that. It's just, how about you just pull me up there and we have an old chat, an old heart to heart, you know what I'm saying? Man to man, mano to mano.
Well, if you want to have a man to man, you wouldn't have thrown a fucking javelin through me now, would you?
What can I say? I'm an opportunist.
I like this guy.
Just here, Darren. I just want to push a foot, and throw him off the edge. It's like, oops, I slipped.
No, you may not, because you just did a lot of swinging. No, it's a case of when Rizbit hits him, he's kind of hits and he kind of drops down his strut and he's holding on. It's like, hey, why don't you just not do that? Coda, it's your go, buddy.
Yeah, okay. This is just so extra, and I can't top it, so it's very disappointing and it's a sad time. I'll just shoot him regularly with my regular gun and my regular bullets, and not throw a flaming horse at him because, I lost my trophy, I guess. Oh, cool. Yeah,
both of them whiz past.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the 16 kind of scrapes off his armor, but not it's aimed at he dodges it in such a way that it kind of nicks his armor, but not enough to say cause damage. Isadora, you're up, buddy.
Esme's still hanging off the other side of the
yes.
she?
Yeah.
Can I pull her up?
It would be a strength check.
Okay.
A strength save.
Okay. Stop adding things. No.
If you want, you can grab the knife and use it as a leverage point.
Oh my god!
It'll cause Esme extreme damage, but you'll get advantage on.
She's nearly dead. Don't do it.
No, when I realize I can't pull her up, I'm gonna say, fuck it, and then she's gonna press her thumb to her forehead and cast Cure Wounds.
That's fair. I honestly thought you were going to be like, you know what? Fuck
yeah,
it.
bye.
No.
Izzy looks Esme in the eyes and is like, "Long live the king."
Yes, that's what I was imagining.
I'm casting it at 3rd level. So what's my fucking
hurt me.
Ugh, well that's not great. But you get 17 points back anyway. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to do the heat metal damage.
Yeah, from over the side, you just hear like, "Ow, that's not very nice."
You're not very nice.
That's
He really is
Skeletor picture. I want to hurt people. That's not nice. I'm not nice. Okay, cool. It's his go now. He essentially like pulls himself over, like using the majority of his round in quotation. Risbet, he's like, in terms of like he was kind of like just off the side here, but now he's like directly in front of you on the board as you see him. And you see he kind of like reaches into his pocket and like goes to pull out like a short blade, and when he tries to pull, like his wrist comes off, and he's like, "On guard!"
God. Can I keep him?
No, you may no.
You may not.
Your wrist's like, "Can I be your bride?"
He still has that child's dress somewhere.
Like he essentially is like
God.
on guard, and his wrist like it's on the sword and kind of falls over, and he's like, and like uses his other hand, but it's kind of like awkwardly pulling out the sword because it's like directly under. It's like not graceful at all, and he's like, he's like, "It's just me and you, Risbet, me and you and these 4 other people, but it's just me and you." And with that, it is Esme's go.
So Esme, the flaming wolf woman.
Oh.
Takes 5 damage.
Yeah, that's good. She's living her truth.
Oh, if Amy didn't heal you, I was half expecting Esme like stands like just falls over. It's like
No, she would have survived. She would have
Okay,
survived.
that's good. That's good.
Esme just like runs straight at him and just tries to push him off the side of the boat. It's like, "You go away now."
Is strength-based attack, friendo? Because you're shoving. I think shove's like strength-based melee attack. Oh, also, actually, speaking of like unconventional actions, did you know helping when you assist somebody?
Yeah.
Right.
You know that, yeah. I want to investigate. It's like, okay, I'll help Izzy do that. It's just an action. You just help them, and they just get advantage. There's no roll.
Oh, you don't have to roll for it? I thought you had to roll over 10 or something.
No. It's
Oh shit!
yeah,
because this whole damn time.
Yeah, because one of the Xanathar's classes you can use help as a bonus action, so you can just help a friend get advantage on an attack. I cannot remember what fucking. I think it could be war magic. It was one of them I was reading recently. But yeah, and I was like, the help action, what's that? And I looked it up, and that's apparently it.
Oh,
You
wow.
can use your action to just, you forego, you don't get an action. Your action is to help, so you just don't do anything, but you give them advantage. I
But
think
out of combat, how does that work? Because, like, out of combat, action isn't really a big deal if you're just standing around doing nothing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe when you're out of combat, we should.
Yeah,
Should
that's
roll
fair.
for it. Yeah, that makes
100%.
sense.
I think that's fair.
I think in combat you have to be within 5 feet of the target.
Right.
I push.
Esme remains on fire and stabbed, but she pushes him off the side.
This lad's dex is like Asher only. Fucking terrible. Oh wait, no, that's saving throw.
Oh, that throw though.
Remember, he only has one wrist.
As he like rolls over the side, he like jams the short sword into the side, and he's like,
I love this guy.
He's great. And he just refuses
he
to
calls up to
die.
Esme. He's like, "Hey, give me a hand."
She instinctively reaches out and is like, "Wait, no, you stabbed me in the chest and also impaled me. You bully."
That was a mistake. It was an accident.
Esme will continue to reason with him, but also realize that like that's probably not the best idea. So if someone wants to shoot him in the face,
Yeah, it's now Risbet's turn.
Darren, I believe I will swing twice at this.
Yeah.
Gentleman. $15 and 24.
24 hits, bud.
I'm gonna do one smite on this as well.
Ooh, nice, excelente, cool.
Great.
Essentially, I'm gonna say Risbit does like kind of like a downward impaling motion instead of just like swinging. Is that cool? Say.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Risbit kind of like slices down and it kind of go like the radiant damage kind of like burns him. Like it kind of adds to Izzy's like burning metal thing. And like you just kind of like it's kind of like a hot knife through butter. You just see like his arm that's kind of holding onto the short blade just like goes. Like you just pierce through it with complete ease, thanks to again the smite and the heat, the like hot boy. And like you see, like you just see like although it's like a complete sphinx helmet with just two eyes, it's almost like a sad face. It's like the betrayal.
The like little like light that you can see in the eyes get comically wide.
Yeah, it's like, and you just hear like Kay in the distance, like, what you say? But, he starts to like plummet, and like he's like, you guys are obviously going at like quite a high speed, and Risbit, technically you probably be only sees it because I'm saying you're going to look down as you do this. Maybe Esme too, actually, because she tried to push and talk to him, but like plummets. You see as he like falls down, and just before he gets out of view, he kind of like smashes into something as if like there was another astral road down there, like a separate like road essentially, like it's like a motorway, that kind of thing. And like you just hear him like slap and he rolls and like he kind of breaks apart because he's a skeleton in armor kind of thing. And you see like the heat metal kind of starts to dissipate and he just kind of like goes cold, that sort of thing.
Fair.
I'm gonna let everyone process that. I'm gonna be back to this.
Darren. Darren, come back. I need God to search the world around us.
Oh my god.
Neil, that was amazing.
That was incredible.
I can't believe you threw his own flaming horse at him.
Amazing.
That was
Literally, the minute he
fantastic.
said you're impaled on a fiery horse, it was like, who would not get on the horse? Like who would not look at this and say, well, you should get on the horse and go after him?
I'm so impressed. That was fantastic.
That was amazing.
So good. I want to know who this man was. this now dead man, or
Double
previously
dead.
dead.
It's definitely just Risbit's anchor thing, drawing all sorts of undead weirdos to us.
Yeah, that's why we've
We have
done this a
undead
few
weirdo
times.
stalkers.
I mean, it's a blessing for Risbit because he literally just gets random fights with cool undead knights on flaming horses, and that's like his whole jam.
Pretty much, yeah.
I hope it happens
I
at like
think-
the least opportune times, like we're like talking to the queen and just like some knight crashes through the window like, Risbit, hello! Like, it's gonna happen.
I love your imitation of Darren's voice. It's just the best. It's not like, that's not even me being like funny. That is the best.
It's not accurate, but it's what I hear, so...
Do you hear that, everybody? Laurel hears voices. Amy, how are you? And/or Isadora? Mostly you.
I'm fine. I'm pretty good, actually.
I'm good.
I am. We want the fight.
We peaked
Am I
this.
gonna-
We peaked
am
in
I
this
gonna
session
win?
very early. That's
We
my
did.
concern.
Yeah, actually, we did peak very early.
Like, no one's gonna do anything cooler than like throwing a flaming horse at a guy. We really have to step up our game now.
That's very true.
Let's just see what comes next.
An even bigger fight in space, probably. Like, this is what this is.
Yep.
Lots of big fights in space. I love how the order, like the BBEGs, were like way easier than random guy who came on his horse to try and beat up Risbit.
Yeah.
There are way bigger BBEGs out there that we just don't know about, and they sometimes show up to slap Risbit.
Yep. You know, I've known that the mark was still there. Risbit hasn't really noticed it. He's noticed like odd pains and stuff.
I assumed it was still there, but I was like, oh, this is just gonna kick in at the worst time, probably.
But like it also like was glowing like the same color that Mars does. So I
Oh.
was thinking about putting up like a post on the page where like he had like a dream where everything was red, and he was being surrounded by undead. And he was like, "It's a message from Mars," when it was really the hand acting up.
That's interesting. Why are they the same?
Well, like they're similar colors. It's not the exact same color.
Was it Mother who did that to him?
Yeah.
Weird. Why though?
It was just before the he stood in front of like the big blast to
Oh
save.
yeah.
Yeah.
A fucking badass moment.
Oh, it was.
Risbin has so many badass moments.
This was just badass.
Yeah.
Risbit is a badass.
Mm-hmm.
We can all agree.
On a side note, I just realised that there is a child with a giant storm sword on a boat somewhere doing the exact same thing. I was like, I wonder how he's getting on.
Ah, they're fine. They're way more confident than us. I mean, they probably weren't as fun. They didn't throw any flaming horses at anyone,
yeah.
so like they're less interesting, but they're fine.
I take issue with the competency comment. If for no other reason than there was a horse thrown at the man who rode
Neil,
in
I
on it.
will say, I mean, there you could have easily avoided getting impaled in the first place if you didn't fling yourself off a chariot.
Hey,
So everyone's digesting it well, yeah.
I could
it
have
all worked out for the best.
Everyone's fine.
I could have avoided it had I rolled better too. That's life. Darren, I ask a question.
Yeah.
Is there a kind of a lull going on right now?
A what?
Is there like a lull in the fighting right now?
Like a moment of rest?
Just not like a rest, but like a moment of
Quiet.
yeah, like a very very short moment to catch the breath, catch one.
Oh yeah, that's literally what I was about to say next. If you just wait.
I was just asking. Sorry.
Up on the gun, boy. Look at the lad. Oh, no, sorry about that. Was everybody ready to go? Continue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Essentially, like again, Sally is like, "What was that?"
Sally, do you know how to remove a curse? I think this is a curse.
It's a blessing.
Is it?
I get to fight undead.
Yeah, but is it?
Gestures at Esme.
Sally looks at Risbin and it's like, "Yes, you got a lot of." Woohoo."
Like, who doesn't like fighting undead?
She kind of like rolls around, kind of like, removing a curse of like clearly that magnitude is not something you do in this situation. And she like wildly like gestures all around her kind of thing.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
What's the right situation?
So anyone else got any curses? Any has anyone got like a random stowaway in it? And it was bomb anywhere?
Ooh, I know one.
Oh,
Esme's a werewolf.
boy. I mean, yeah, no, I can see.
Esme
Is
gets
she still
random
on fire
undead
and a
people
werewolf right
proposing
now?
to her.
That's. She looks at Ezra. It's like, "You're sick. You're some
What?
weird
Baal,
shit."
Baal, the god of the dead, is a known.
He's
Course
not the
it
god
is.
of the dead! He's the god of murder!
Oh,
She's
he's
like,
god of
"Look at me,
murder.
look
No,
at me."
I'm sorry.
She goes to Esme. She's like, "Look at me. Do I look like I want to know? Do I look
Oh my god,
what
have you
you're
ever heard
into?"
of the Shroud? Because I'm all.
She just grabs Esme's face and moves her to the side. And she's like, "Anyway," and she's like, looks around and it's kind of like, "Well, I can't see anything coming. Sit down, rest, take a breather. It's getting rocky. It's gonna get rockier, so just relax, okay?"
Esme screams, pulls the dagger out of her chest, and starts rolling to get out to stop the fire. And then she just lies down. She's like, "Oh, thank God, it's over."
I'm gonna have a little sit.
Yeah, Richard just sits down and he starts like, "Is that javelin still in me? Because you should probably pull that out. Or push it through."
Yeah, no, it is, and the only way forward is through, as they say.
Yeah, I figured that'd be the case. There's a Warforged around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go over to one of them and be like, "Hey, you strong? Do you have a strong friend?"
If you even, yeah, why?
I need one of you to hold me, and one of you to push this through. And I I point to the javelin.
Yeah, okay.
They're like, yeah, sure.
Can I
Thank you.
help hold Risbit?
Yeah, they kind of essentially ask him to put like both hands on the side of the chariot platform area thing.
Yeah, he does that.
It's not pretty, it's not fun, but they eventually take a couple of like whacks. Essentially, one of them gets out like a little light hammer, and it's like tick, 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 tick.
I'm not looking.
That's yeah, like he's kind of like okay, like we're gonna do it on 3, okay, like 1, 2, and just rips it through.
I have one question after I heal myself from it.
Yeah, sure.
I obviously thank the 2 Warforged.
Yeah, they're kind of like high five, and they're like, "Yeah, that was awesome."
Is it still intact?
Oh my god.
The spear or the javelin? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, add it to my collection as a special one.
Ooh, nice. Hair of the dog that bit you, sort of thing.
Yeah. How much damage did I take from that?
I'm gonna say like 10, but it's a case of like when you guys rest, like maybe it's a combination of the astral road, the chariot. Clearly, like Sally is working some magic. You keep seeing like her like a main kind of flare up. But you guys have like a short rest, but it's in the space of like you guys have a short rest, but you get the effects of a long rest.
Oh, good.
Oh wow. Great.
If people want to roll for health, Song of Rest is now a D10, I think.
Well, we get a long rest. We don't need to roll, right?
Oh, grand. Just so you. Oh no, it's a D8.
Is that a temporary hit points though, isn't it?
No,
No,
that's
you
just,
add it to your
get
hit
to-
dice when you're
Oh,
rolling.
okay.
If you have to roll in a short rest.
If you have to roll, you can.
Okay, cool. But yeah, essentially you guys rest. You take a breather. It's like you guys travel for about an hour maybe 2. When you guys kind of like and dying, you kind of have a look out, and it's really nice. Like like it's kind of like washes of color. You see like stars glisten in the dark, attack ships on fire, that kind of thing. Like you see like colorful clouds and quasars igniting, and there's kind of like these weird they look kind of like humanoid bird, like ghastly shapes kind of flying around and stuff, kind of like flying through clouds and breaking them and stuff. And like you kind of hear them singing. They almost kind of sound like birds, that sort of thing. And like it's really cool. It's really peaceful. And like around like the 4-hour mark, you realize that like all this beautiful like rainbow color, like everything, it's all kind of like, so it kind of only dawned on you when you kind of like look up. You're kind of like, oh jeez, this is fine. Then you look around, you realize it's all like pitch black. Like there's nothing, no star, nothing. Sky has gone black.
I asked
Alright.
Sally if this is normal.
She's she's kind of like zoned out, kind of like keeping like track or the like cart and all on track. She's like, oh, and she's like, what do you mean? She like looks around. She's like, oh, and she's kind of like, hey, what's that? And like, can you see anything? She's like yelling at like kind of like the ones that are kind of like a bit further out on the formation, but like they have like telescopes and stuff, like or like spy glasses. Sorry. And she's like, no, it's all just like darkness. And like all you guys can see are pretty much like darkness around you and like the astral road before you. Like it kind of like fades into the darkness kind of thing as it gets kind of like maybe out of your field of vision, like let's say like 60 feet. That's all.
Can I do a thing?
Hey, yeah, go for it, bud.
So when Esme fires off the fires off from the Pelor rod bow thing, are those normal arrows or are they like arrows of light?
Arrows of light.
Esme is going to like shoot an arrow of light on along the road into the darkness.
Yeah, cool. I had a feeling.
Ideally aiming in such a manner as to not hit anyone.
Yeah, or like
And
yeah,
if she
essentially
can't, she
like
will shoot off to the side to kind of illuminate things.
yeah. It's a case of like I want to do the thing, but I don't want to accidentally like cause it, the entire road to collapse. That's it. Yeah. So this
We
like,
have enough time to do it correctly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, jeez, no. Yeah, I ain't gonna be that DM who's like, you've actually broken up the entire situation. Well, no, yeah. Esme kind of like like aims well. Kind of she's got her like nothing's immediately attacking you, so like you kind of take your time, like breathe in, breathe out, and let it fly. Oh, hey, I didn't say it. No, but yes, the arrow flies past the dark. And as you realize that this darkness is moving.
Oh boy.
As this arrow kind of goes past the darkness, like illuminating it, you see tens, no hundreds, no thousands of like charcoal black smoky bodies like reaching out, constantly like flailing, like kind of grab towards you. This arrow just like swings past, just illuminating edges of them as it travels, and you can just see them all like it's like completely jet black. It's like essentially a picture like stock human, like there's no discernible features, bar a few have kind of like elf ears, some are sort of short and stocky, like you kind of hazard like that one's probably a dwarf, that one, you know, that sort of thing. But there's no like, other than that, there's like it's like the face, the all that you can see is a nose and a mouth kind of thing. But this, like, there's just like the darkness is this. It's just a wall of like these like reaching out, screaming corpses. Well, not corpses, but like, you know, humanoid shapes. And eventually, like, Arrow kind of goes to see it anymore, but like you get a proper glimpse of this just wall of beings.
As May says, "Ah, no."
Yeah, like as after you do this, like Sally's just like, "Oh boy, that's no night sky."
What do we do?
She's like, she's kind of like, essentially, like she's like walking around the edges of the platform, kind of like looking over the edge. She's like, "Fuck, oh shit!" Now hold on, let me think. Sorry, one sec. Just say your ad or anything, or are we just gonna like let Sally like that like a hint? It's just like, does anyone have anything to say?
Like this thing, this thing is stretched like all across the horizon. Like there's no way to like go around this.
Yeah, no, it's a case of like a radius of say 70 feet, beginning from you. You're at the center, all the way in a complete circle, kind of like sphere. Sorry, not circle. Sphere is just darkness.
Okay.
You hear one of the scouts off to the right be like, "We could go down." And you see Sally kind of like irritated, but kind of like, "Yeah, it's good." Kind of goes over to the side on dead into like deep lows off the side.
Darren, you're gone. You're breaking up.
You're cutting out.
Yeah, you want. Oh, you might. Hello?
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 I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. No, it's just, I don't know why it's going. But anyway, sorry. So what did you guys hear?
Scout suggested we go down.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Sally's kind of irritating, kind of like, and kind of like leans over to the side, kind of like hangs over the side really deep, like, you know, really like aims, like looks down, and she's like, okay, yeah, fuck it. And she's like, okay, do it. And like you see like the scouts that are on kind of like the sides of the convoy, kind of like, you know, like, all right, like kind of hear and all nod, and they kind of like, you know, mush and like kind of go up a bit closer, or not closer, sorry, go up a bit further, and you see they're all taking out like bows. And Sally looks over to you guys and she's like, okay, you guys better be prepared to hold on.
Okay.
Hooray!
I gripped the side of the chariot.
Yeah, it's a case of like, everyone get ready for a strength save.
Oh boy. Bye.
Oh, I give everyone bardic inspiration.
Ooh.
That's an extra D8, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Thank you.
And before like this initiates, straight ahead, like you see like kind of like this like strip of like kind of like ivory color. It's kind of like a rectangle, and it's kind of like a little point at the end. And it's like, oh, that's huge. What the fuck is that? It's kind of like a bigger version of the monolith, so to speak. That kind of shape. It's kind of got like a triangle point at the bottom though. And then you see like another one is beside it, another one. There's a couple of them, like it's a row. And then you see like it starts to split, and you see like there's two rows, like one above, one underneath. And you notice that these like tall shapes that are stuck together aren't just like, it's like one big thing, but like it kind of dawns on you when you see the tongue that it's a giant mouth.
Ugh.
You
So
just
those
you
big
just
fucking rectangles are teeth?
yep. And you just hear Sally like kind of like kind of sighs out in disbelief and horror and fear. She's like it's the face. And like as she says that, you hear like the scouts be like fucking go, and like all the arrows fly out, and like essentially the astral road that you guys are on, it gets a boom, and like the whole thing just plummets down, like kind of like goes down to a slant, like you've gone down below. And like strength saves, please.
Oh boy. Hey, Ian, did we get a bonus from being near you?
Yeah, let me tell you now.
Oh god.
+2 from me. Oh dear.
I just like the picture of Risbeth turns the code. I was like, you fucked, buddy.
So we get a +2 from Risbeth.
Yeah.
Can we make a deck save to try and grab him if he's going?
Oh shit! I just saw Risbeth roll.
Risbeth not
yes.
one, yeah.
Yeah. That's still
Everyone
Everyone
else-
9 though.
Oh yeah, no. Everybody else
Nice,
roll
easy.
your strength saves, and we'll go from there because I know it's half and we'll break down. Wow,
Wow,
Amy.
Amy.
we get it. We get it, Amy. You lift. There's no need to brag.
Oh, I didn't
okay?
add my inspiration. I'll add my inspiration as well, I forgot.
Like,
Oh boy.
yeah, yes. Elizabeth.
I do have a question.
Go for it, bud.
I have that belt.
It doesn't defy gravity. This isn't you guys being force moved. This is you guys abruptly going straight ahead to dropping, like plummeting, kind of. My
Yes,
roll
I
is 24.
Yes, I added the 5 to the 19, so that's 24. Sorry.
Yeah, cool. Essentially, you guys plummet down as if, like again, like a motorway. The top road has been shot out, and it's like it crumbles down. And you guys are like abruptly like shooting down to a lower road. The carriage flies up, like kind of like straight up, and you see Kay kind of like fuck, and like he's kind of like scrambling to like cover the doorway with his body, and you see like Oliver's head kind of like hits and like his peeps out from like his side of his ribs, and like all the others are kind of like like hitting into it kind of thing, and he's like fuck. Riz or to grab Risbeth, deck saves, people.
Can we all try?
Yes, and you guys
Oh
all
my
like
God.
Never mind, Isidore got him.
Amy.
It's fine. 2 crits, Amy.
Roll 20's
Amy,
probably
we
jacked, but I don't care.
we get it, Amy. Gosh, you lift, jeez.
And you catch.
Yeah,
I left Anna catch.
yeah,
I'm an
Risbeth,
all-rounder.
It's like
Well done.
that was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so essentially, okay, I'll paint the scene. You guys can go get a drink or whatever. Right, so carriage goes down, chariot goes down, kind of like flips, twists. Like Sally's trying to like stabilize it, kind of thing. Like she's kicking one side of this chariot down, and like she's got one foot up on her like steed, and she's like, "Come on!" like mushing it. The carriage has kind of gone straight up, and Kay again is like blocking the doorway with his body, so like you can just see heads of people who've clearly like rolled forward, that sort of thing, and they're all screaming. Grr! Risbeth, you kind of like go over the side, but everyone like lightning reflexes catches you, but you're kind of like hanging off the side, sort of thing, like swinging as the whole thing goes down. And you guys just like crash down onto this lower version of the astral road, sort of thing. And like when you guys crash down, you see like this orb of darkness is kind of like slightly lesser down here. You can actually kind of see off into the distance. You can see like more space essentially. And like you just hear like Sally just be like fucking floor, and like the whole thing takes off. The carriage kind of lands janky and kind of like juts and kind of like lands, and you see one of the wheels crush and like splinter out. It kind of wobbles as it moves now, but it's like in no immediate danger in the sense, it lost a wheel, but like it's not about to like collapse or explode, that sort of thing. But yeah, you guys are like barreling towards like this kind of like bright light at the end of this road, sort of thing, and like you can just kind of hear like this big like chomping laugh kind of thing coming from like a little bit above you, like these massive teeth like slowly descend towards the party, and we will like go on a break there.
Cool.
That was fun.
Holy shit.
Ugh.
I'm excited to be eaten by the giant space.
Yeah. Didn't know there was
No.
a giant space face, but cool. Okay, I'm gonna go get a drink.
Darren, what do I have to roll for Esme to jump to the face?
Stop.
Oh, I know exactly what it's going to look like. Hold on, I'll whisper to you, Neil.
Well, guys,
Well,
I
bye.
can't do no going back. Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
no,
get a
Joe,
drink.
I'm going
Second
to
minute.
the bathroom. No.
As you guys are barreling towards
Okay,
this
we're good to go.
light. Okay, cool. Yeah. You guys are barreling towards this light, like it's absolute chaos. Like the carriage behind you is like, again wobbling, and like it, like the scouts on the left and right are kind of like letting off arrows as this like kind of like mouth seems to like go towards you, and as a result, the darkness following or like around it almost is going towards you. And Sally kind of like looks at it and looks at you guys, and she's like, "We're not gonna make it. You guys needed a distraction."
Like what? What do we do?
And she's like, "Okay," and she points to like a bar that's in like the front of the platform, essentially like a bar that's a buffer between where you guys are and where like her little hub of like driving, like that little area, that little cockpit. And she's like, "Okay, so there's this like a little lever in there. Before you hit the ground, pull it, and you won't die. Can you like say it back to me?"
What are you going to do?
And she's like, "I'm gonna do my fucking job." And she starts like hopping into her cockpit kind of thing to get on top of her steed. And she's like, "You guys are like, our job is to get you to safety. We're secondary."
That's
Don't-
bullshit. What's the point of doing this? What is the point of trying to save the world if we're just gonna sacrifice people to do it?
You're not sacrificing anyone. We're making the choice to steer them, the majority of them, hopefully, away from you. Again, our mission is to get you to safety so you can go and save the world. Where no one's sacrificing anyone, we could make it out alive. And she kind of gives you like a, it's kind of like, smirk, sort of like, it could go either way.
You're already dead, Sally. You better make it out of this unalive.
And she's like, "Aye, Captain." And like you see her kind of like ear into like the kind of like the keeping her steed and the chariot together sort of thing. Whistles and like the scouts kind of take up formation. And she's like, "This thing is gonna like we're gonna like rip straight off. As long as like you guys don't try to turn it, it'll go straight for that light. That light will get you to where you need to go. Just remember to pull the lever when you're falling, okay?"
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And she nods and she's like, it's been fun. And like she sends her spear down into the open, like you hear a snap, and the second there's a snap, you just see her kind of whipped away as if like caught in a vacuum, and like her and her men kind of thing, like like veer off to the right, and you see like the mouth kind of like like it's a closer target, so it's kind of like occupied with them, and you see some of the darkness and like starts to like veer over and starts to follow them. And like enough of it kind of like obscures your view that you can't see them anymore, in the sense that like you can't see their like the light off their manes is kind of blacked out by this darkness. You guys are barreling towards this light, and like while most of the darkness has gone with this thing, some of it remains and like starts plummeting towards the party.
I take shots. If I can see figures, I take shots.
Yeah, it's a kind of like a
Coda to not.
Why?
The point is they're creating a distraction. I want to fire on it too, but if their distraction is ruined by us re-engaging the creature, the whole thing is pointless.
If they get close, we can drive them off.
That too.
We can't let them knock us off course.
Sorry, what?
We can't let them knock us off course. I said sorry.
Oh, okay. We won't let them. If they get close, we can get rid of them.
But we can't keep. Yeah, we can do that, but we can't fire on them following other people just yet.
Yeah, he'll have his gun out, but he won't fire.
Yeah, cool. Right, so this a blob of darkness like breaks off from this darkness and smashes down, like comes plummeting towards you guys, like with intense velocity. as it crashes down, kind of in the middle of the platform you guys are on. You see it starts to like kind of rear up and have shape. You notice it has 3 legs, kind of like holding it up. It's kind of got like this massive mouth, and there's kind of like these weird tentacles with like spines, or not, like, you know, like kind of thorns sticking out of it. And you can see some of it's like a cluster of like what might be eyes. Again, it's kind of like an inky thing, but a lot like Ludwig, it kind of has like a lot of definition in it, despite it being kind of like, you know, that smoky, charcoaly kind of color. But you kind of see what might be orbs that indicate eyes, kind of on its underbelly, sort of thing. But can I have initiative, please, friends?
Now you can shoot it.
Thank you.
Oh dear.
I was literally about to ask permission to fire.
Yeah.
Nice trifecta of fights in this space race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow, Neil. Risbit with the second highest initiative, though.
Wow.
One sec, guys. I'm after losing this bloody thing's stats, and I'm raging. Where are they?
It has 0
okay.
everything, Darren. I just checked. It's actually already dead.
Ah, don't fail me, PDF. Here you are. Yes. Good. Okay, cool.
We didn't recover after the last fight, did we? Or no, we did. We did.
Yeah, it was a long list, so you guys.
Yeah,
are back
okay,
up to
cool.
fighting.
Thank God.
Starting us off is Coda. It's also it's also worth noting that you guys as this like fight kicks off, you see like there is a lot of darkness starting to surround you guys again. And like you can see Kay and stuff like going wild. They're just shooting like, oh god, we're gonna fucking die. And like you see like a little hand with a sword, and you know it's Oliver, and he's like, let me at them. Like kind of like out between his legs, kind of thing. He's just waving wildly, and he's just like, that's not helpful.
He wants to jump and save the boy.
You are finished jumping, young lady.
Is the darkness around us like? Is it a immediate threat? Like, should I deal with that?
No.
Is it coming at us,
more
or
in a cinematic sense that like
okay,
you see a
yeah.
chunk of it kind of like turn its gaze, kind of thing, and be like, look at these nerds.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll try and deal with this. Like, I assume this guy, because he's more defined as kind of a commander type, so I'll deal with this dude.
Yeah.
I'm wondering though if he takes damage from physical attacks. I'll try. 2 sharpshooters with advantage. Oh boy, that 14.
23 hits, my friend.
20 damage? Does it look like my bullets are actually doing stuff to this dude, or are they just like flying through him?
It's a case of like you don't see them exit in your hand. It's kind of like it hits and it kind of like a ripple, but you can clearly see it's like doosh, and it's kind of like going
it's
through as
making
like
some
sludge.
sort of contact.
Yeah, it's certainly hitting like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll action surge.
Alright,
So
cool.
one more with advantage, one without. Yes!
Nice.
That's extra. Wow, those 2s. 41. So that is 61 damage altogether.
Nice. Is it all
I am
Coda?
nearly out of bullets. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. This thing. Hold on. I want to just double check these things. Oh boy. Okay, so a bite is going to come for you, Esme, and a tentacle is going to slash towards you, Coda. So I'll roll bite first, tentacle next, okay? So that's a bite is 12, and a tentacle is 21.
Tentacles for me, yeah?
Yes, indeed,
Yeah,
friend.
hits. And I'll hellish rebuke him.
Okay, yeah, I'll roll that now
Yeah,
in
do
2
the damage
seconds.
first.
You take 7 bludgeoning, 5 piercing, and you are grappled. Essentially, to escape the grapple on your turn, you must like use it, that sort of thing.
Cool. Can you make a dex save?
Yeah, 1 second. Whoa. 15.
Save, so you'll take half damage. So 8 damage.
Ooh, actually, hold on. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good stuff. Elizabeth, tentacle comes for you too and misses.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so Coda, you are indeed grappled. And with that, we are brought to Rizbit.
Cool. I'm gonna utter vow of enmity in this thing, and I'm gonna
Okay.
like walk over to it and smack it twice. 18 and 21.
18. Yes, both hit, friend.
Cool. I'm gonna add 1 level 3 smite and 1 level 2 smite. I'm assuming this thing isn't undead or anything in that way.
No. It doesn't trigger like the extra smite stuff. That's right.
Yeah. $48 damage.
Ooh, shit. Nice. That's good, man. Anything else you want to do, Ian? Over and just?
That's it.
Alrighty. Amy, you're up, bud.
Can I make a con save, please?
It can indeed. Let me double check this. There's jeez, a 12.
It's blind.
Ooh, excellent day.
And
Okay,
I'm gonna
nice.
give Bardic Inspiration to Esme.
Fantastic. Is that all?
Yeah.
Esme, you're up, bud.
We got a long rest, didn't we?
Yep.
Esme is going to. Esme's actually just going to step back. So if it wants to attack her, it can.
Does it instantly fail, or does it have disadvantage, Amy, when it's blind?
Well, I'm trying to check that now because I can't remember.
I think it's disadvantage, but I could be wrong.
I think it's disadvantage.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting I have this save that quick.
The reference thing.
Yeah, you automatically fail any mission where side you have disadvantage on attack rolls.
And attack rolls against it have advantage.
Oh, excellent.
So keep
Ooh,
that in
very
mind.
nice.
Oh Jesus.
Well, 24 hits as she moves away.
I'm okay. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. You take as check P for you. 7 bludgeoning, 5 piercing. I'm gonna say it was a normal attack and not like the custom one it has, because I'm pretty sure like even if like a player character does that, and this thing isn't like legendary boss levels, so it doesn't get intense in the rules.
Yeah, cool. Esme is going to attack twice with her bow. Her bright shining bow in the darkness. Fuck you, darkness.
Yeah.
16 misses, 29 hits.
Nice.
Cool. Oh, wait.
Double crit.
No, it doesn't. Poo. Because if I miss on my first attack, I don't get my bonus attack.
Oh no.
So I miss. But that's okay.
Oh shit! Correct.
Esme will hold out to attack next turn.
Fair. Coda, you're up, buddy.
So I gotta use my action to get out of this, yeah?
Yes.
Strength check or save?
And save.
No. I struggle
You
uselessly.
yes, you are still grappled, I'm afraid. Is that all you wish to do, Coda? Any bonus
That's all
actions?
I can do, my friend.
That's Yeah, as things go, it's going to do two things. It's blind. Amy, does it get to repeat the save at all or anything like that?
Yes, I think it repeats it at the end of its turn.
Rock and roll. Okay, it's essentially like as much as it's blind, I'm gonna say that like it doesn't need blind to just bring its arms down. Coda, can you give me a strength save, please?
21.
Cool. You take half damage and you're not stunned when you smash into like face first into the ground. You take 8 bludgeoning damage. You're smashed down by this tentacle. And this thing kind of like you kind of hear like kind of like a musical hymn, almost like a chuckle. It's like almost like if there's pipes inside this thing, kind of thing, like its ribs are kind of rattling. And from beneath it, no, that callback is later.
Oh boy.
Wait, hold on. Can you guys see that?
What?
Nope, never mind. 1 sec. Now you can see it.
Oh,
Like you see, like gas, like this, like decay
Oh, no.
ooze just like starts oozing out of it, kind of like out of its mouth. Kind of keeps its mouth like a trapdoor, kind of thing. It just starts like drifting over you guys. You can hear like the wood around you, kind of like starting to like decay and such. Esme, you don't. Everyone in the zone takes 10 necrotic damage.
Is this like a gas sort of
Yes.
thing? Is it really cheeky to point out that I don't need to breathe?
No, that's cheeky, but it's more a case of like it's not like an inhaling gas, it's more like rotting away at you gas.
Alright.
I know all about you, Missy. And it gets to repeat its save, correct?
Yeah, it does.
23.
Yeah, let's say.
Cool.
Fuck this guy.
It
You know,
is now
I'm
Rizbus.
starting to not like him.
I was with it before, but now.
Yeah, I'm not so
Rizbus,
sure.
you're up. You do start to go in the zone, so you take 10 necrotic damage.
Okay. I'm gonna set my sword on fire, and then I'm gonna do 2 more hits and steal.
If this was Divinity Original Sin, you'd explode, but continue. Because fire plus gas equals blowy. Oh!
28 and 22. I'm assuming those both.
Yeah, oh yeah, man, go ahead.
Level 3 smite, level 2 smite.
Oh, excellent. Give me that damage.
Murder him!
Please.
And don't forget swords on fire. $59 damage, Darren.
59. Holy shit! Can you fucking relax for a minute, please?
I have to ask first. Can you not?
Gonna fucking kill you. Is that all, Rizbit?
Trying to do it, yes.
Isadora, you begin your go in the area. You take necrotic damage.
Jesus, okay. Well, first things first is backing the fuck away. And then I'm going to cast Ray of Frost at it. Where's the fucking thing on him? Does 14 hit?
14 doesn't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anything else you wish to do? With? No.
Just in
Okay.
case.
Cool.
I'm gonna stand over here.
Esme, you're up. Bud.
Is this bitch still blind?
No.
No.
Oh god. Oh god. Anyway, well, I'm going to try and attack it again.
Roll your attack, Neil, and if like you blatantly get over like a 20 something, you clearly hit. But I'll be back in 2 seconds again. Sorry.
Yep. Iffy.
Yeah, I couldn't make a clear call on that one. So space sucks, guys. Just want to
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
not that
space
bad.
Great.
It's fine.
We're 2 rounds into this combat and I've lost half my health.
Yeah, hold on. I was impaled and I managed to survive.
Yeah, I know, but you have, like, muscle mass.
No, she was on like 7 health. She was fine. I was really hoping that we would get, like, that I'd make it to start the next turn because she'd take 5 damage and it's like, she's going to be on 2 health.
19 hits.
And this. Cool! I gotta see if my second attack hits. It does not, but I can still roll damage for the first.
Sorry about that.
You're cool.
Whoop! 27
Ooh,
damage.
nice. You see this thing go down like a knee for a split second and stands back up, sort of thing.
Hey! Go away!
Is it all
with that
Esme?
high-class trash talk.
That's all she's got this time.
Where'd you get that suit? In the toilet store? Cool. And with that, we're back to Coda. 10 necrotic damage,
yeah.
buddy. Yeah, please, buddy.
I'm fine! I'll stand up, I guess it's half my movement, and then step back out of the necrotic shit fun times. I'll shoot it. I'm out of grit points. I'll shoot it anyway. Thank you.
Ooh, nice.
31 damage.
Nice. Again, you see this thing go down on a knee, and it's a bit slower. You catch it. It's a bit slower getting back up. Cool. Is that all, Laura?
Yup.
Cool beans. Okay, Brisbane, it's all coming for you, buddy.
I figured.
Poor Risbin. He's had a really tough time today as well.
Riven's had a bad day.
Risbin's just been pummeled.
22 is the bite, and 26 and 24 are the tentacles.
They all hit Darren.
All right, buddy. Okay, I'll give you your damage in 2 seconds. Can I have a con save, please, Risbin? I believe it's a con save.
Yeah.
Let me just double check for
Okay.
you. It is indeed. Oh, sorry. Stave off that con
Yeah.
save.
But okay.
It doesn't matter. You're immune to disease. You're a paladin.
Ah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Maximum health will not deplete every day by 10 until you cure it.
Oh boy.
Well, thank God.
I will give you your maximum damage now. You do a bit of a slap, my friend. Okay, so
So no one else get hit by that attack, whatever you do. Because we will last like 5 days
We
and
will
then die.
that's a total of 36 damage.
Grant.
How you doing,
Cool,
Risbin?
cool.
I'm calculating.
I'm dead.
38 health.
Cool. Risbit, it's actually 28 health because you're going. You take 10 necrotic damage from the cloud, my friend.
Very true.
Oh god, you're not doing good. Shit.
Cool. Darren, I'm gonna hit him twice.
I had a feeling you would, buddy.
19 and 28.
Both hit, friend.
Level 2 and level 1's might.
That Vow of Enmity
45.
thing is such a good spell. Like, it's
It's
so
so
cool.
fucking good. I was gonna say, yeah, this thing kind of goes down on like one leg, like on one knee. Sorry, and it's not getting back up, but it's kind of like whimpering a little bit. Isadora, sorry, actually, no. Ian, is that all you want to do?
That is all I'm going to do.
Rock and roll. Izzy, you're up, bud.
She lifts the horn to her lips and plays a low note and casts Mass Cure Wounds.
Nice.
Everyone gets 3d8.
Thank you.
Do we roll them or do you?
I roll.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Nice. Look at that 8.
Oh.
Hot diggity dog. That is some solid healing. Anything else you want to do, Amy, this round?
Bardic Inspiration to Esme.
Rock and roll, Esme, you're up.
I haven't used it yet, so you can give it to someone else.
Okay, Risbit, then.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll allow it. That's all good in the hood. It like shoots over to Esme and bumps off her head because there's already already inspiration there.
Is it my turn?
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry. Yeah, no, it is. Sorry, I apologize.
Cool. I'm going to try to attack this beast. I'm gonna bardic inspiration.
Rock and roll.
19.
19 hits.
I'm gonna use bonus action to do a second attack.
Rock and roll. Misses, my friend.
I do 23 damage. Radiant damage. My radiant weapon. What?
To the 0.
To the 0.
Nice!
So illustrate us a picture, Neil. How does Esme bring this beast down?
Oh, like the temptation to have just be the most over-the-top anime thing in my entire... Like, I haven't watched that much, but like, it's literally like, it could just... The camera zooms in real close to Esme's face, and it takes on that horrible, haggard look where all of the lines in her face become like incredibly tense and visible.
And like all the shadows.
Yeah, she just lets out this unearthly roar, but it's clearly like a man's voice, but she's just roaring. And then you like switch around to follow the arrow as it shoots through the guy's head, and he just like collapses to the floor.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah, it's the anime section of Kill Bill. It's just
nice. Yeah, Final Fantasy music plays. Congrats! This thing dies and kind of starts to dissipate and kind of like melts away. You can see though extensive damage has happened to this chariot's platform.
I start minting.
Yes, that's fair.
Just like patting the wood.
You guys are.
It's okay.
It's a case of like the brakes. You hear like what could have been the braking mechanism if there was one, kind of like snap, and like this thing is like fuck. You guys are like kind of hobbling up and down at the speed you are going towards this like light at the end of the bridge kind of thing, and like the darkness is just slow. It's getting really really close. It's like you can probably like you can see hands reaching out towards the carriage.
Esme holds up the rod of Pelor and says, "Pelor, good buddy, let your light protect us from the darkness." Please.
There is an explosion in front of you.
Oh Christ! I killed us all. Esme turns to Risbit and she says, "I'm mostly sorry for you," and then she like runs the other way.
No, it's a case of like just go like kind of like emerald green and like mint green and teal and stuff kind of explodes in front of you as you're like yelling and holding out this rod, and like this like explode hits it and you see the darkness reside and it's like kind of screeches in pain, and then you see another one and then another, and it's like boom, 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 boom. And you see that the things causing this are coming over your shoulders to the right.
I look over my shoulder.
You see 3 individuals crouched down low on like long crystal things. And remind me, guys, have you guys seen shard mines before in game?
No.
No.
Esme had a piece of one.
Esme turns around and starts screaming "Butt Diamond" at the people. She points and she's like, "Butt Diamonds!"
Oh my god, you're the guys from my bot. I remember you.
Butt Diamonds!
These 3 crystal humanoids kind of got like a bit of like they have clearly are wearing armor and they've got like cloaks and they're flying back. They're standing on these again like crystals that are kind of like the same as their bodies. They're kind of thin, kind of like boards as they fly through, and they're kind of like shooting what looks like kind of like crystallized crossbows. When they fire, you don't see any like like the strings push forward on a bolt. You just kind of see they flash and like kind of a bolt shaped of like light force, kind of like you can see it's when it hits, it's kind of doing like say force damage, that sort of thing. and they're kind of just like boom, 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 boom. And they kind of take up what's they kind of take a formation beside you guys, and like they're kind of like escorting you the last bit of the way. And you see like one of them is pointing, and like the main crystal, it's kind of like, it doesn't look like a face, it just looks like kind of like broken off crystal. You can see inside it is kind of like a smoke, like not smoky, but like kind of a cloud, kind of almost like if the smoky space cloud colors were inside it, but it's kind of like pulsing, and you see lights go up and down and pulse and like dim, and it's kind of pointing to another, and you can like, you kind of get the vibe that they're communicating. You can't quite hear it over like the commotion, and when they point, like, you know, the other one kind of like nods and turns around and starts firing. And like essentially as you guys get closer and closer to the like the one that was pointing kind of like looks at the party and kind of like nods, and they kind of like break off, they veer right and left kind of like way, and you guys like smash through this light.
Right. Okay.
I love you, but Diamond Warriors.
Guys, you start plummeting to the earth.
I pull the lever.
No, it broke. It broke. You need to do something else.
Isadora, there is no reaction to the lever. As you
Can
guys
I fix this as we fall?
Can you do it on everyone, or just on the boat?
I can cast Featherfall on like a
5 creatures, I
think it's
believe.
up to yeah. So I do so.
But what about the others? What about
I don't
Kay?
think their thing is broken.
Oh no, that thing like flies straight past you as well, plummeting down. Like you guys are like, yeah.
Fuck. Kay, flap your arms like a bird. Actually, no. Esme just screams. It's like, pull the lever, Kay. The lever.
Yeah, it's a case of like you guys are like plummeting, like you guys are really far up. You guys are like breaking through the clouds, kind of thing. And you see Kay kind of like he is like leaps out onto the carriage, and he's like rummaging around, and like he's like he can't find it, kind of thing.
Male drivers.
Can we sort of direct him to where it was on our ship? Like look here, essentially? Or like, is he just, there's just nothing on his carriage?
It's a case of like there's like a small like kind of area where like a pilot would like kind of similar enough to yours, but it's to the point now where you guys are like properly plummeting, so like screaming like won't hear anything. So
okay,
gotta think of a different way to get this message to him, friends.
I cast message.
And what do you say, Isadora?
I just want to direct them towards the lever where Sally pointed out to us on R1 and tell Kate to pull it.
You see he's kind of like holding on as like this thing plummets, and he kind of like nods, and like you see him kind of like, you know, with a lot of restraint, you know, kind of like loses his foot and stuff because like this thing is like spinning and rotating kind of thing. You see he kind of gets into the area, and you see he like puts his hand on something, and he pulls it, and nothing happens. And he kind of like looks up at Izzy as if like, did you put?
Esme just shouts below, like, everybody get out of our way, we're gonna crash.
So you guys continue to plummet. And you see in the distance as you're going down, you see like trees and stuff, like you're coming to view, and you can see Dead Man's Haven, guys. Kind of looks a bit foggy, kind of weird, funky.
Coda, how have you not invented something to stop this?
And when
I
you
was
guys are
working
about,
on things, but it's a bit late
100
now.
feet off the ground, you see like the carriage and the chariot platform, kind of like, you know, like you see a flash, and it's almost like goo has been shot forward, and like it kind of hits the carriage, and the carriage starts slowly falling to like your guys' speed, and the same with the chariot, and they're kind of like kind of like drift slowly down.
What, theirs or ours?
And both.
Oh,
It was more like it would only it more like it deployed after a certain like altitude, that kind of thing.
Oh, I'm gonna kill her. If she's not dead, I'm gonna kill her. That was terrifying.
Who do you
Yeah.
wait?
What the fuck is the problem? Sally.
Who are you blaming this? Who?
Sally. She didn't explain properly.
Oh no, I feel like this is someone else. How far away from Dead Man's Haven are we?
You guys are about like a 20-minute walk. You guys are kind of like.
I feel like
touchdown.
Mother Moon. I feel like a certain mother of the moons might have given us a dig out on this one, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Derek, can we tell what these blue bubbles are?
They're kind of like a weird, kind of like inky mechanism that seems to have just like essentially like it coated the objects it touched in what like the kind of like glitter and like dust that came off it. Kind of like it's the same kind of like I guess particle effect in quotations kind of thing of like featherfall. So whatever this thing seems like, it's kind of shot forward. So like as it plummeted down, it shot it forward and you crashed into it. That sort of thing.
Oh,
Apologies, I was wrong.
No, that's fair. No, that's it's perfectly fine. That was more on me. So like it's a case of it shot it forward, it went out like a large blanket, and whatever hit off it seemed to kind of like gain this property, that sort of thing.
okay.
But yeah, it takes you guys as a descent. But as you descend, you kind of notice something. The woods are very dense, like denser than you remember. And when you kind of like touch down, like your chariot gets caught in a tree kind of thing, but the carriage kind of gets like jammed, but like the front door is kind of near the ground, and you just see Kay kind of like puts his foot through it. And he's like, "We're never doing that again, never." And like Oliver's like, "Let's go again!" Woo!
Esme basically meets the exact same enthusiasm as Oliver. She looks at Kay and she says, "Did you see me get impaled by that fucking knight and then ride a fire horse while on fire into the fire knight? Did you see how awesome that was?"
He just goes like, "Ugh," and just like turns on his heel and walks away.
She fist bumps Oliver. I know he thought that was cool.
That's radical. Yeah, the other NPCs like Rook and all and Monkey and Red, like they kind of come out and they're like, "Everyone okay?" Like, you know, they're all kind of a bit disorientated.
Yeah, let's check on everyone.
Yeah, like everyone's fine, bar from a bit of bruising from being thrashed about kind of thing. Everyone's relatively like, you know, unscathed. Like no one's bleeding out or anything. But you guys, the woods around you, you kind of know your position, that sort of thing. A survival check will essentially gear you guys up for like returning home safely. If like Dead Man's Haven is your destination. But yeah, the woods are really, really dense. Like there seems to be more trees. The vines are thicker, droopier. The leaves are thicker. Like everything's closer together almost. It's like really hard to navigate and see forward. Yeah, essentially, Esme, you like and whoever roll 14. Yeah, Izzy and Esme, you guys like, you know, okay, like we fell this way, we saw it this way. It's this direction, guys. If we keep going,
I rolled bad.
And Coda is like, what they said.
Coda's just not. Coda's very, very just shocked.
But yeah, do you guys proceed forward towards Dead Man's Haven?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Esme just calls out, "Everybody hold hands and remember where we are," and then just start that.
Yeah, you guys proceed forward, and like again, like it's like you guys would hazard a guess you're about 20 minutes away from Dead Man's Haven, but it kind of takes you about 30 minutes due to like the terrain almost. But as you get closer and closer, you guys realize that the trees are like fucking awfully close, like almost unnaturally close. It's really hard to navigate in a straight line. It's really hard to see. What's anyone with perception or passive perception over 15 will notice in the trees there are like cloaked individuals like watching you guys as you guys go forward.
Do they look like the forest walkers?
Yeah, they all have like similar enough like garbs, but they're all like they all have their arrows trained on you kind of thing.
Okay.
Like there's like, but the trees are like covered with them, like, and there's like, you know, like clearly like half orc, big huge chunky ones, like short dwarven gnomes, halflings, like a wide variety of like races and genders, kind of like all like in the trees like looking, but like every single one of them has like their just bow and arrow trained on you guys, and like their cloaks are up sort of thing, like the hoods are up, that sort of thing, like, you know, they're very much just like watching you as you walk forward.
I'll kind of like raise my hands in a show of peace and just kind of if I try and address them, do they leave or will they answer?
No, what do you say?
I'm trying to think. Hang on.
Sorry, I had to.
Like, Coda's not the best person to do this.
Yeah,
No,
but that
you
still
know
doesn't mean
what?
you shouldn't.
Coda's really stupid. No, Coda's not stupid, but he's not good at this. So he'll just point out through the rings that there are forest walkers in the trees and hope someone else with charisma will talk to them.
Esme ignores them.
Are they like getting ready to attack, or are they just watching?
It's more actually insight, please, Amy. Insight before I confirm it.
Can I try and incite them?
I'm not sure if I went robot there or Coda did, but if you're asking, can you roll too? You may.
I did shit.
That's fine.
I guess I should roll because I have super good insight.
Please crit
You know.
fail. Izzy did grand.
Yeah, is he?
Even if I crit fail, I get 15.
Ah, yeah.
That's intense.
I got 15.
Yeah. Izzy, you can like basically Coda, not Coda. Yeah, Coda and Esme. You guys kind of like are inconclusive, but Izzy, you can kind of read that they're tense. They're not actively like, okay, we're gonna fire on these guys, but they're very much just like make a move and you get shot, that sort of thing. Like they clearly have no intention of speaking, and you kind of get the vibe that if they were outright hostile towards you, you probably would have been shot by now, that sort of thing. But they're clearly on guard, tense, unsure of what's going on, and just from their general body language, you kind of get the impression that they're not in any way, shape, or form ready to like lower their bows, that kind of thing.
Can we tell how close we are to Dead Man's Haven?
A survival check will tell you.
What's my survival?
Nice.
Just stop critting.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
No,
crazy.
never.
Like no one can say I didn't try. Okay, that was fantastic. Yeah, and you know, even with this terrain, you're about 10 minutes of just like chorus chit and chatting kind of thing, like 10 minutes straight ahead.
I just want to sort of.
Say we know Bones.
Rook's still with us, isn't he?
He is.
What I mean is, I don't know. Would they recognize him?
Esme is very tempted to just go, "Greetings, Earthlings! We have come from a planet very far away."
Is he here to say, did they see us fall from the sky?
I don't know. See, that's what I was going to address them, and then I went, wait, what do I say?
Everybody
Like,
just
this
looks
is
like
hard.
David Bowie, and we're all going to go watch The Man Who Fell to Earth.
Unless it looks like they're about to attack, I say we just keep walking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what,
wanna get to the
like
city.
again, Izzy's insight would have been like they're not going to attack, but it's very much like I delay my action. So if you draw a sword, they're going to shoot. That kind, you kind of get like
Right.
you're kind of like maybe if we just keep walking, they won't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So you guys walk for about 2 or 3 more minutes. In the distance, like the fog, because as much as you guys can see this, like there's a dense fog on everything at this point. Like you guys are like can only see about maybe 20 feet in front of you, kind of things. And as you like weave in and out of these really thick trunks, like, you know, the vines are like your nose is just like bombarded with like a really natural, like kind of like the moisture kind of that you get in a forest, that kind of like sweet scent. That's sort of like, you know, you guys are walking more, and straight ahead is a spear up on like in the middle of the ground, and sitting atop but is a monolith helmet. And as you guys get slowly closer and closer, you see that this like entire area is just like littered with them. Like out of the trees, there's like makeshift spikes, and these things have just all hung helmets up on them.
Nice.
You guys essentially keep walking, and just kind of like it looks kind of like an old stone structure, maybe. It's kind of like a pillar, like on its side. It's kind of going to the side of like some trees. It's got vines and leaves growing. A very old, very like decrepit, old, worn down stone. And as you get close, you guys see it kind of moves and it's pulled back, and you can kind of see it's like a large construct kind of thing. Not large, but like what's the big one? A huge construct kind of like moves its arm out of your way as you kind of go. And it's like this old ancient kind of like stone markings are on it. It's like it's kind of got two big eyes, just kind of like blankly looking at you, kind of like holes where like essentially it's been burrowed through all the way. That's kind of like where its eyes in quotations kind of got like a flat 2D cutout of like what might be horns maybe or ears. It's kind of like very much like a child's drawing was like put out and like carved into stone and now it's moving, that sort of thing. But yeah, no, it doesn't seem that outright. It's kind of when you approach, it kind of moves its arm out of the way because it seems to have been kind of like kneeling down, putting its like pressure or weight. Sorry, not pressure. It's weight on the arm, and when you guys get close, kind of shifts it over to the left side and lets you guys pass. Like you see its head rotate, look at you, but ultimately it doesn't do anything or say anything.
Would I be able to roll history for just like any kind of golems or guardians of Dead Man's Haven I would have heard about?
Yeah, sure, go for it. If anyone wants to outright identify it, it's Arcana rolls.
23.
You would have read about like certain ancient kind of like stone constructs that like were dotted around the forest and like have ceased use, but only in a time of war will be called upon, and the markings kind of make sense. So you kind of like, oh, this is most likely one of them. Kind of like nature, like natural stone kind of come to life with the forest, that sort of thing. Yeah, like again, as you proceed forward, there is just like the amount of pikes with monolith helmets just gets more and more intense. Points where you're straight up like walking through almost like improvised graveyards within reason due to the trunks and the trees and stuff. And again, along the trees and higher, like basically vantage points that would allow someone to easily strike down one with like a longbow. You can just see like a dot around the place are just like hundreds of forest walkers. Again, again, unmoving, unflinching. The only like movement or emotion they seem to show is like, are you going to make a move, punk? You know, go ahead, make my day, that kind of thing. But they've just got their bow and arrow training you guys. And eventually, as you guys walk through these improvised graveyards, walk through these like dense, sweet woods with constructs and rangers of the forest, you come upon a familiar sight, again clouded in what's that thing? Fog. There we go. And you know it to be Dead Man's Haven. I'll just shoot us over to the mapperino just in case if anyone gets. Where is Dead Man? Oh, there it is. He's like, oh god, where's it gone? Hashtag bring in
missed
folders.
this map.
So yeah, guys, I'm gonna say you guys kind of come in this side, the far west. I apologize. Yeah, I missed your map too. But hey, who knows? It might be there next week. Who knows? Depending on what people want to do. But anyway, sorry, that's then. This is now. You guys come across familiar area. You know that like Coda's old dwelling would have been up here, forges, etc., etc. So, guys, what do you do?
Are we allowed just walk in?
Yeah, along the like improvised wooden structure walls and such, you can see forest walkers again training arrows on you, but ultimately do not do anything. Like Dead Man's Haven kind of seems kind of still kind of silent, and once busy streets of like bursting with like all kinds of just vagabonds and runaways, that kind of thing, has kind of dull hush. Like no one's outright like hidden, but like you don't hear the city before you see it, that kind of thing.
Darren?
Yes, Neil.
How far away are we from our old dwellings?
You guys are over here. That's the old dwelling. So about like, if you kind of took the outside, maybe just like 10-minute walk kind of thing. If you were like fast pace, kind of like a brisk pace. I can never judge time for cities, so it's always on and off. But like it's a while away kind of thing. It's not a while, but like yeah.
Esme like announces to people, it's like, there's a house. It looks like this. It's bigger on the inside. If anyone wants to go there and, chill out, as opposed to wandering around in an unfamiliar town, I suggest you do that. We'll collect you when we go back to our other house in this area. And then if it's already built, if someone's already in there, just leave them alone and we'll sort it out later.
Yeah, like the NPCs are going like, okay.
It's more just to allow the NPCs to find something to occupy themselves with. That's later.
Yeah, it's essentially like, you know, Black Bears ascend cutscene. They're like, you know, like Kay reluctantly storms up to Esme and is kind of like, you know, be safe, and walks off, kind of thing. Oliver's like, see you guys soon. This is cool. And Rook is like, I'm gonna go talk to Oz about this whole debacle. If you need me, you know where to find me. That kind of place. And Red and such are like, we're gonna go with Rook, because no offense, but we're gonna go with Rook. Like, you know,
Before Rook goes,
yeah, you know, they're all kind of announcing where they're gonna go. That sort of
Esme
thing.
will pull out one of the artifacts, and I will tell you which one it is when I find my list of artifacts again. And she'll just hand it to Rook, and she'll say, "You went through a whole lot of shit for something that you didn't think was gonna go this way. So we're gonna. I think we can hand this over to you as thanks."
Rook kind of like almost like kind of sort of like, you see his lip kind of quiver, and he's like, Esme's like, you know, not chest, but like, you know, that kind of like, no, he's like, you showed me an afterlife and God. You can, no, you keep it. I appreciate the sentiment, but no, you keep it. And he kind of just like, you know, bows his head a little bit and just kind of like, you know, as like indicating Slink back to like, unless Esme wants to say something, he's just gonna like proceed.
Esme just turns her face to like the nearest person, and then just does like silent, shocked eyes and mouths. Wow. It's like, that was too much. And she just is like, oh, thank you for your generous thought. She put it back in the bag.
Fuck's sake, Neil.
I didn't expect him to turn around and be like, I don't need treasure, you've brought me fucking faith. Like, what the fuck?
I think he just took your trophy from you.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Fucking lot.
The crippled old man who's pretty much like, you know, not long for his words, like, oh, thanks for showing me like some of hope. It's like, why?
I know we've like sort of sent them off, but I just want to say to Lawrence and Doc that when they're ready, there's someone I want to introduce them to.
Yes. I legitimately was like, there's two other people and I can't find my notes. I don't know who it is. It's like Rook and people.
I also wanted to do a thing with Lawrence, but that is downtime time, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
We can downtime. We can do that.
In downtime. Yeah.
It's a case of like, if people want to say stuff, they can say it to them before they leave. It's
Oh no,
like
nothing urgent. No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no. Oh, sorry, Michael. Yeah, no, it's cool. So it's a case of, do people just let the NPCs kind of be like, we'll meet you guys later? Yeah, like essentially Lawrence and stuff are going to go with Kay and Oliver to the house.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. So, where to?
Actually, one last thing.
God,
Yeah, no, that's
No, sorry. Esme runs after Kay and she says, it's like, if you see a dead man named Fall in the house, he doesn't belong there, tell him to get out. And she gives him a little peck of the cheek and then runs away.
No lie. They're going to find a skeleton in that place with a mustache, and he's like, no, I am not Val, I am Rolf. Just closes the
Who is this Homer? I am Guy Incognito.
Hello, my name is Mr. Burns. Just closes the closet with his foot, and it's just like blades and saws. It's like, to kill Esme with, and he's like, yay.
Oh,
Esme turns back to the party and starts rubbing her hands and gets the most evil grin. She says, let's go annoy Bones.
Bones, or should we go straight to Mother Moon? This seems bigger than just the City Watch.
Wait. Why? What are we going to say to them?
I just want to find out what's been happening. I mean, look at this place.
We could equally just... we could equally just go and have a drink in the bar and see what's going on. In fact, that might actually be a better idea. Darren, what's the name of that bar? The one that Doomsday. Esme was just like, I'll go wherever, but I think if we were to head to the Doom Saloon, we could get as much info, also have a drink.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds kind of nice. I kind of don't, like, considering the security, I doubt we get... I don't know if we would get an audience with Mother Moon. You know?
Perhaps
Icarus,
not.
your
Yes.
thoughts? This is your town.
This is not my town, but I don't know. It just seems. Maybe. Well, do you want to find bones? Do you want to just go to the saloon?
Esme goes to the saloon. It's just like, okay, we need an executive decision, and we also need tequila. So let's get tequila.
And you guys could like, I could do one and the other. Like we can split if people want.
We can also do that. It's what do we want out of this? What do we want? Do we want the full rundown of the situation? Do we want the military tactics, or do we want to see what's going on with people on the ground? We can do both. Yes, we know we want to go to the Watch HQ.
No, I want to go find Alexander. Really, let's be real.
so do I.
But you want to get your armor back.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but that's like an hour out of town, so like I'm willing to do that. But if we want to
Off in the distance, in Alexander's house, it cuts to Alexander in the mirror wearing Risbit's dress, and he's like, "It's like a beautiful crop top."
Oh my god!
Well, look, we'll go to the Watch.
Well, no, we can go to Doom Saloon, and I can literally just.
No, we'll go to the Watch. I'll go to the Doom Saloon later. Let's go. And Esme just like walks to the Watch, and she whistles a jaunty tune.
As we're walking, I gather the others close. I know a lot of crazy shit happened, and in the grand scheme of things, this isn't a big deal. But I prefer if like we kept my story just between the four of us. Is that okay?
Of course.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, God, I'm sorry. I'll tell people when I'm ready, but you won't tell Alex, will you?
Of course not. I won't tell anyone.
Thanks. Thank you.
I'll tell everyone.
The urge to just be like Alex falls out of the nearest door, be like, "Tell me what." But yeah, so guys, where are we going? What are we doing? What are we looking?
To the Watch.
Watch HQ.
Watch. Cool. All right. As you guys like pass through the city again, like people are going about their day, but like it's not as joyous. Like, yeah, let's go to the markets, okay? But like,
actually, yeah. What time of day is it?
I'm gonna say it's like 1 p.m. after lunch.
Hold on. Quick question: are we still wearing our masks from the Red Forest? Because I think that is a much better image than us not wearing the mask and walking to the Watch HQ.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you guys didn't need your masks when you went to Polaris's area, and you wouldn't have worn them in the thingy. So I'm gonna say
that's true. No,
yeah,
that's not
I'm not wearing mine.
Cool. Yeah. So as you guys pass through the city, like again, people are kind of just hurrying about their day. Some people are out and about, kind of trying to keep a normal day, but all like the general mood is not the most upbeat. As you pass by, like taking the lower streets to get to like the Watch HQ and stuff like that, you see like Moon's Manor, and strung up like high above the door, like almost like on a podium, is Lauriette's corpse.
I salute it.
Wait, what?
It's what you deserve.
Esme grows more concerned again, and looks at the body. Darren, just from a brief assessment, can we confirm, is she more elven than me?
The biopsy did prove she is in fact more elven than you.
7% more elven.
For all intents and purposes, like essentially, like Lauriette looks like 100% like okay, granted, there's a massive gash going from like her right shoulder down to like basically her stomach. It's like been cut straight open and split, sort of thing. But like her features are that of like an elven woman in her prime. She doesn't even look a sickly. Like, okay, she looks a bit sickly now because she's dead. Well, the body is not, living, but like it doesn't have a lot of decomposing skin like you saw previously. Like her attire kind of looks like that of a sea captain, kind of like when you saw her originally speaking at the shrines. But she kind of looks even healthier again than you saw her before, that sort of thing. But she's kind of like tied up by the arms, kind of like leg, and like the body's like just up there, like on display.
Coda.
Yes.
Remember when we told your boyfriend to not aggravate the Lich?
I'd be shocked if this was all his doing.
I'm not going to mention any names beyond that. Let's go to the watch. I am concerned.
He did this with my armor, didn't he?
He stole Risbit's armor to be the bigger man, and now Risbit didn't get to kill the Lich. And also,
I
there's
mean,
probably an
this is
angry Lich.
Actually,
So you guys-
out of character,
yeah.
do we know that like they don't die permanently from like we know she's not actually dead? Like,
you were told out of character. You guys were told like her power source lies.
yeah, so she can't. This is
And
just
she
like
can't-
a temporary deterrent kind of thing.
You probably could eventually come to that. You haven't been outright said like she gets a new body, she resurrects. It's just her power source is like in her home, which is in null.
And if that's not destroyed, she can't die. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
So we can assume.
again, yeah, like that. Like she's clearly like, this isn't the last you've seen of me, Batman. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is you guys arrive at the city watch. Well, you try to. There's a large crowd yelling outside.
Oh, good.
Esme screams, "Get
What are
out
they
of my
yelling about?
way!"
The yelling amounts to like I won't roleplay the screaming, but it's a case of like they're like, oh yeah, like where's our security? This is like like we're a target. Like what are you doing for us? Like this is ridiculous. We deserve answers. Yeah, it's sort of like that kind of like they're confused, angry, and worried.
There's literally 4 of them. That's why. I told him he needed more people. No one listens to Izzy.
And to be fair, he hired an extra person. One. That'll do. Right? 4 cops is like a load of cops.
Esme shouts as loudly as she can for them to get out of her way.
Neil, why are you echoing?
Yeah, why are you suddenly really far away and echoey?
Because it's like late at night, and I've had to move around my house a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair. Yeah. So, essentially, guys, that meme this blocks your path. That sort of thing.
Wait. Darren, how
What?
like if you were to give a number of feet thick this group of
Are
people
you gonna
are,
Misty step past?
20.
Esme Misty steps onto the steps and she just knocks and says, "Oh Bones, darling, I'm home."
Oh my god.
Open up, you little brat.
The door just slowly creaks open.
Darling, I'm back from heaven and I've come to see you.
You just hear like, "Come on in."
I don't know how the others are going to get in, but I'll come in.
We're just elbowing through the crowd really awkwardly.
Yeah.
Well, Risvik and Misty step, but me and Izzy are kind of not.
I mean, did you guys see that spell that's in Xanathar's Thunderclap? It's like damaging Misty Step. It's amazing.
Mm.
Yeah, it's rad. Anyway, yeah, you guys shove your way through. Esme, when you first enter, because again, you enter first. Bones is essentially sitting at his desk with like a mountain of paperwork everywhere. Simmons is at hers. Shorty's at his. You see a 4th desk with loads of paperwork, but there's no one at it. And Bones is like, "Well, all my sun and stars, what do we owe the pleasure?"
You
We're
could say the
back.
gods. You could you owe the gods the pleasure. We went to heaven. Part of the Red Forest blew up. And yeah, it's been a trying few. How long have we been gone?
I don't know. How long have we been gone?
Over a month.
Yes, it's been a trying few weeks.
Like 5, like maybe 5, 6 weeks ish. And hit the 6 week.
How are you? I see you've got a corpse on a pike outside.
It's like, yes, the citizens are angry and scared and worried, and their reasons are valid, but there's only so many times we can tell them we're working on it. So,
just she finds a chair and she pulls up a chair. She says, What exactly are you working on?
he takes a deep breath and he's like, oh, general defenses, ensuring that there's no chaos, relations between us, Moon, the citizens, the walkers, guardians, maintaining, people who want to leave, people who want to, settle down because they think it's safe here, some think it's unsafe. It's chaos. Like, again, I understand there was a very large attack, and thankfully with Moon's forces we were able to repel the attack, and obviously their concerns are valid, but there's only so much screaming we can take. We have to get back to work, in the sense that we can't sit too far in one playing field. We have to do our job. We are trying to, but as you can see, it's not good enough for the others. And
Bounce. I have a proposition for you.
Shoot.
How's about we dapper daring 4,
Cut to the end, Esme.
we'll work with you for the next few weeks. You can give us work, whatever you want us to do, and we'll help keep the peace out on the streets while you guys work on in here.
Persuasion check.
Yurt.
Also, it's only like a week because then we're leaving out of character, just by the way.
For what?
We have to leave in like a week for the dinner.
But is this a wiggly hand week or is this a literal week?
It's a week of downtime and then a week in a wiggly hand bit. It's a case of out of character, I guess. We couldn't spend maybe 7 months playing deputies, but it'll make sense. Don't worry. I have planned accordingly.
I'm in and out of character. We have a teleportation pad that will get us there in literal seconds.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
We can go the day of the dinner. We'll be fine.
We have to get costumes, Neil. Come on.
We could go the day of the dinner.
Guys, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't get bogged down with the time. Don't worry. It'll be explained. Don't worry. I'm not going to cut anyone's fun for the sake of being well, this is a thing I prepared and we're doing that. So yeah, don't fret, but don't worry. Yes, continue, Esme, with your spiel.
She did a 10.
It's like, Esme, I understand your concern and I appreciate it, but it's more the people outside but also dislike the forest walkers, and rightfully so. They're quite intimidating. They're quite a mysterious bunch. Some think they shouldn't be defending it, who are these people to defend us? We've never heard of them. There's only 2 of them cooking meat up on a rock, and now there's millions of them, that sort of thing. And I get that, but equally, we'd literally be dead if it wasn't for them. So, tensions are high at the minute. There's been a few fights, few riots. It's been chaos. Nothing, again, even the few of us couldn't quell or quiet down. But again, those who don't riot sit outside our front door and yell at us for being pieces of shit, and it's just, I get it. It's probably accurate, but equally, I'm tired. I haven't slept in a few days, and it's, you know what I mean.
How did the forest walkers take up this duty? Did they just decide to do this themselves? Did Mother Moon ask them to do it?
What happened was, out of nowhere, out of almost if they materialize out of an ashy mist, our little assailants descended upon us, and without the drop of a hat, Moon was geared ready, weapon in hand, and she met them straight at the door. And it's almost as soon as she took the first swing, the forest walkers were just there, and the guardians rose up, and it's all maybe it was part of the plan. I don't know. I've asked her about it. She told me not to concern myself with it, which I understand. But equally, fuck her. But they seem to be doing good work, and they seem to be certainly on our side. But like again, they're kind of exactly not the most talkative bunch. So kind of getting like a statement or getting them to like calm the masses and kind of like bridge the gap, so to speak, is proving incredibly difficult.
Hasn't Mother Moon addressed the town or anything?
She has. She said it's under control to like, don't worry, go back to your homes, but that's not enough. The people are worried, and again, rightfully so, but they're upset. And I've tried to get Moon, but she's less than talkative these days. And even like me getting an audience with her is proving difficult. Not that she's a shut-in, it's just anytime I've seen her, she's like never took off her armor. She always has her weapon by her side, and she's always hunched over a map.
Who are your like how many of the crowd out there? Like how many of these people are here every day protesting and yelling at you?
I'd say the majority. I'd say like 90% of the people you saw are kind of like the common people. It seems to be one cluster of people who are just very concerned.
And Darren, just out of character, around how many people were there in the crowd?
I'm gonna say about maybe like 20, between 20 and 30, like 25, 26, that kind of thing. It's kind of small enough little group outside the building, sort of thing.
Deputize them. If they want this problem fixed, recruit them. Tell them to, I don't know, just organize patrols within the city, just to keep an eye on their neighbors, but bring them on side, so to lighten your own load, and to like get them to get to work, so they're not just complaining.
Persuasion check, please.
Yeah.
That was really good, though. That's such a cool
Yeah,
idea.
it's a great idea. Genuinely, like you hear Simmons kind of perk up, and she's like, "Yeah, that's a pretty good idea, boss." And he kind of like shoots her a look, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Use your inspiration or something.
Shit, I am going to use my inspiration actually. Good shout. It's 2d20 d1, yeah?
Yes.
Ooh, you have advantage on persuasion, do you?
No, I'm not trained in it.
Oh, yes.
Not that it matters.
Gee, yeah.
This is a good night.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
You're
I think we're all 20's busted.
That is.
I think
Let's
we're all
take a
20's
moment.
broken.
Let's take a moment to.
Rip in peace.
Excellent. Yeah, no, Bones like hears Izzy and he like leans forward, his head's in his hand. He's like, "Yeah, but okay, that's well and good, but like," and he's like genuinely like flustered. He's like, "Yeah, but they're emotional. They're like out of control. Like some of them don't even have basic training. Like you put a badge in someone like that's hand, and like it can be well, but like." If they start swinging their weight around, then that's just more chaos.
Then get the people who are trained to train them. Tell them if they want to protect this town, they have to dedicate themselves to building up their own skills.
Amy, are you turning the police force into a jobs bridge scheme?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
You labor.
Uh-huh.
Horrible monster.
Uh-huh.
They're angry, they're passionate. You can turn that into something useful. They want to defend their home.
He lets out a heavy sigh and kind of like sinks lower. Like he's kind of like, got his elbows out his knees kind of thing, like looking at the floor. But you kind of hear him sigh and he sinks lower, sort of thing. He's like, oh. If this turns bad, I'm blaming you.
Don't blame me, blame them. I suggested we do this for free, but it didn't go down well.
Well, you can still help. And he stands up.
Like, do you want our help talking?
he kind of like, you can tell he's about to be like no, and Simmons is like, yes, we will do that, and he just like looks at Simmons like, what? So yeah, it's a case of like, again, I know the time is getting late, so it's a case of like, you guys are before the crowd. What do you do?
Cast calm emotions.
Oh shit, man. Yeah, they're like, you know, generic citizen one kind of thing. They don't have stats, so they're kind of like, oh, okay, maybe let's hear him out. Then like Bones is kind of like, that's kind of a moral gray area, but continue. He's like, well, miss, well, almighty pack of individuals, you have the stage. So yeah, guys, the party before you guys is like essentially a conga line going into the City Watch to be deputized. I'll throw up again a TLD or kind of thingy on Facebook, but it's a case of like, you guys round up. Is there anything people specifically want to say to NPCs, or is it a case of we all go back to Alex's, like the house?
I go to Alex's.
Oh, well, I know that, but I mean like the NPCs before we go there. That kind of.
Not
Is there anything
NPCs.
pressing that people are like, you know, actually, can I say this before we like essentially like silver?
Not right now.
Nothing to these losers.
Yeah. It's a case of if there's stuff you want to say in downtime, we can get to that ourselves, obviously.
Yeah.
And such. But a case of like, you guys do that, the speech is moving, like, you know, Bones will remember that. The deputizing thing happens like slowly as you guys are leaving. You kind of see like some people walk, like it's meeting in groups, like, holy shit, badge looks good on you, right? So yeah, look at that. Like, you know, they got like crubby battens, that sort of thing. They kind of got like shitty badges. But you guys move on, and like essentially it's just a case of like, it's just a solid hub. So you guys like just return to Alex's. Again, you have to walk through the forest walkers. Again, they train their hours on nothing too much. You kind of swear you spy a few of them around where Alex lives, but like not in the dense numbers that they were near Dead Man's Haven. But essentially, we'll leave it in as in like, you guys, like, obviously there'll be details, but you guys get to the house, that kind of thing. Like, so Rizbot would pick up his armor. I'm assuming Esme, I don't know what Esme or any of the NPCs will do. I'll throw up like a really quick thing. You know, Coda, you meet Alex for the first time, and you know, Age is downstairs in the fucking workshop, that sort of thing. And so yeah, you guys essentially are there. So like, for all downtime stuff, like, it's a case of, I want to spend a week doing this, just keep in mind that you guys like start in that kind of hub area. Is that cool? Is that cool with everyone content with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. All right, good game, guys. Well done. Sorry, it went over clock a little bit. I know there was like kind of like but yeah, well done all round.
Woo.
Yeah, too bad, Coda.
Did you just take our bedroom to fuck?
No, literally to do the exact opposite. They're just sitting there like talking.
It's like when Fry and Amy become a thing, and they're like, "Hey, why aren't we doing it?" Like, yeah, and then they start doing it.
But yeah, that's literally it. It's like they're just eating sandwiches. It's like, this is really boring. Wait, why are we at this? And then it's like, oh, that's nice.
yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, again, I'll contact you guys one by one with like downtime, or like if you guys like tomorrow, if I don't message you.
I'll be contacting you tomorrow.
Implying you're not going to shoot me a message the second. Yeah.
Right. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
12:15.
Yeah. All right. Good night.
Good night, guys. Well done. Bye bye.